Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. It is all new this hour. A Doraville doctor indicted on charges of molesting patients. WSB's Steve Summers reports live with how many victims there could be.
Yeah, Bill, a DeKalb County grand jury has indicted Dr. Mu Kyon Kim on several felony and misdemeanor counts of sexually assaulting patients during acupuncture visits at his Doraville office. Trouble for the 70-year-old began when two female patients reported to police that Kim touched them inappropriately, but today's indictment includes 7 alleged victims, and authorities believe there are more. DeKalb DA Sherry Boston says, quote, doctors take an oath to act in the best interests of their patients and to do them no harm. However, Dr. Kim is accused of doing the exact opposite. Kim remains in jail today without bond. Steve Summers reporting live, 95.5 WSB.
84 degrees in Atlanta. Humidity is up, which means a chance for pop-up storms. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Georgians respond to the first 100 days of President Trump's second term.
It shows Georgia voters are very deeply divided over Trump's first 100 days in office.
Atlanta Journal-Constitution political reporter Greg Bluestein says a new AJC poll has Trump's approval rating at 43%.
Does not mean that his agenda is derailed or anything like that. It does mean that there's deep concerns about where the direction he's taken the country.
The poll finds 2/3 of Georgia voters say tariffs are having either a small or major effect on their household budget. Some local civil rights groups have harsh words for President Trump.
Trump calls the past 100 days the most successful of any administration, but standing on the steps of Big Bethel AME, the oldest black church in the city, ACLU of Georgia Executive Director Andrea Young disagrees.
We hope to mitigate the cruelty of this administration. We have filed over 100 legal actions, a number that grows daily, to fight back against the lawlessness.
Young encourages people to continue to organize and speak out. On Auburn Avenue, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
After a new report shows the U.S. economy slowing in the first quarter, President Trump points the blame at the Biden administration.
We had numbers that despite what we were handed, we turned them around, and we were getting them really turned around.
Many analysts say tariffs and worries about them will cause the economy to slow. Police hunt for a murder suspect in Gwinnett County. The suspect killed 35-year-old Tiffany Trim, who was found at a home on Hillsborough Drive in Snellville this morning after a child called 911.
The juveniles in the house were unharmed and are unrelated to either the suspect or the victim.
Gwinnett County Police Corporal Ryan Winterweedle says the woman and her accused killer knew each other. Following the prank phone call at the NFL draft, the Falcons are penalized by the league today. The team is fined $250,000 and defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich is fined $100,000. The 21-year-old son of Ulbrich admits to making the prank call to Shedeur Sanders. He pretended to be the general manager of the Saints, telling Sanders they were about to draft him. Jax Ulbrich got Sanders' phone number off his father's open iPad at their house. It is now 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Not fun if you're trying to make your way up into Marietta on I-75 northbound this afternoon, Bill. Travel advisory continues. Crash 3 right lanes, 75 northbound Delk Road, exit 261. That's got 285 northbound on the brakes all the way back to South Cobb Drive. Westbound outer loop delays start around Riverside Drive. Once you get over towards I-75, think about Highway 41, Cobb Parkway, or the express lanes with a Peach Pass. Farther up in Holly Springs, that's our second travel advisory, 575 at Holly Springs Parkway, exit 14. A crash blocking the left lane both directions there. Use Highway 5 or Bells Ferry. We've also been dealing with a gas leak in Gwinnett County on Lawrenceville Highway at Huff Drive, blocking lanes in both directions. Police are on scene directing traffic. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy and humid today, high 83. A stray pop-up shower can't be ruled out. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 84. Friday, partly cloudy with scattered storms, high 82.
83 in Tucker, 84 in Smyrna, 81 in Hampton. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, your huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
You don't look like you're dressed for the big Rufus Du Sol show tonight at Lakewood. What's going on with you?
Because I'm not going to the big Rufus, whatever his last name is,
Rufus
show
Du
at the
Sol.
Lake. I'm sure he's fantastic, and I'm sure you kids will love it, and I'm sure that I'm probably best not going to it since I'm not familiar. By the way, English Nick is here.
You could always just go tailgate and listen from the parking lot.
Well, or I could just not go and
save some money on parking.
You could tailgate in your living room.
That's right, and then
She's
not
correct.
attend, and not hear from the parking lot.
Is that Rufus from the 70s?
No. That's not that Rufus. It's not Rufus Wainwright.
Okay.
It's not.
Is he a rapper?
It's
Jared?
not. No, it's not my chat thing on Amazon. It was called. That's the Rufus that I'm closest to. Rufus says, "How can I help you?" And I'm like, "Well, here's the deal, Rufus. I ordered an Elvis Costello album, and you sent me a Sam Cooke album."
Keep it.
What?
Of course
Sam
I did.
Cooke's
Of course I kept it. I was like, hey, I never would have ordered this album. It was a pretty good album, so I kept it. And Rufus was like, hey, sorry about that, but I nothing I can do about it.
Rufus is a busy man.
Rufus is a busy thing. I don't know what he is or it
Yeah,
is.
Rufus is like, I'm a dog, I think.
I don't know what I am.
In a commercial here.
Well, this one is Rufus is technically Australian alternative EDM. If
Well,
that makes
good
sense.
for him. You know
It's
what?
fun.
You know what? Listen, the way this world is, I'm tired of being the old man who obviously knows that music was better when he was. Who cares? You know what? The way the world's going on, if you get lost in Rufus's Australian stylings of EDM, just enjoy yourselves. Everybody
band,
enjoy
too.
yourself. I don't have to like it for you to like it. Hey, I was inspired by Gaga's set in Coachella, and I'm not even a fan of the music. Literally watching that inspired me, and I never went to Spotify. I never went to, it wasn't the music. So you can get stuff out of things without even being a fan.
You didn't get the Abracadabra vinyl after that?
Is that her new one? Is that I thought the new one was Mayhem or something.
I think that's the album, yes.
Oh.
The song's
What were you inspired by?
I was inspired by
The pure production of it, right?
Her dedication to being an entertainer and everything that went into that, because I cannot imagine how you learn all of the dance cues, the lighting cues. From time to time, the director of the whole thing, video-wise, like 4 or 5 times in the couple hours, she would suddenly use that as part of the show, so she had to be in the right place for that, to sing through it. I'm not usually one with the dancers and everything, but I thought it was an interesting kind of, it was like if Alice Cooper had the budget to put an Alice Cooper show that big, But it was just more about, and it's even actually more personal than that. I'll tell you off the air, but it was just inspirational to me to see somebody. There's a crowd here. They want a show. I don't know how she is going to tour with the show with this many people, because this is a show that she has that you can't do if you're backstage and you start feeling the flu coming on. It's not possible. It's a show that it is not. You cannot phone it in. There's no way. So it was just the sheer spectacle of it, and I can't imagine how many hours went into rehearsal. They must have had a copy of that Coachella stage in an airport hangar somewhere, because they're never going to be on that stage
Yeah, that's
again.
how they did the thing with Kendrick Lamar for the Super Bowl. They had it built somewhere else.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're only going to use this stage once, because everything was built to that stage for the show. And then I remembered, I know why she threw herself into all of that rehearsal time, which must have been intense 2-3 month rehearsals, is so that she didn't have to hear the fallout from Joker 2. I think they say that failure makes you better and stronger, and I really think she thought, I'm going to go out on tour, and by the time that tour is over, no one's going to be talking about me and Joker 2 ever again.
Todd Phillips, the director of Joker 2, maybe he's the inspiration for that Coachella set, because she learned so much on the set of Joker 2.
Of what
She's
not to
do.
Don't be boring.
By the way, Jared Yamamoto.
I'm one of the few people that liked it.
So the
I
answer,
do like
gotta say, I kind of liked it. I gave it a second chance.
Jared liked it. Now you like it?
I kind of liked it.
I only
Yeah.
watched it with the sound down, so I can't really.
The problem is you
And
just
I
can't.
liked her.
And
But also,
her character was great.
I think I want to finish this more. What I'm saying is, we are in such a transactional society where you just don't hardly ever feel that somebody is giving extra effort for something.
Sure.
And then, so for all of that, I don't know, it just kind of brought me back to, yeah, that's what it is. When you're an entertainer, your job is to go out and entertain. And by the way, that's all you need to do, because that in and of itself gives something to the world, I believe. So you don't have to come out and tell me how we have to save whales and how the climate, or you don't like the president, because I think a lot of artists believe that what they do comes easy to them, so they're just lucky to be where they are, so they got to kind of try to save humanity or some animal. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I guarantee you, this is not anecdotal. I don't know somebody who this happened to, but I guarantee you somebody has thought about committing suicide and heard like the Archies' Sugar Sugar and didn't. I really mean that.
Yeah.
Like you can look at something like honey, as well.
What a fun dark movie that would be if that was a scene in the movie. You know?
Right, yeah, but
you
can think of. I think that people think of pop music and things like this as frivolous, and that's the reason why the people in it take on this other thing where, well, I'm going to use my platform, and they don't recognize. No, pop songs have kept people from killing themselves. They, in and of itself, what you do adds enough to the world. You don't have to do any more. Anyway,
I had a young kid who was coming to the live band karaoke, been coming for a few years. And he sent me a message a few weeks ago thanking me for what I do down there, because he had a night where he was feeling those feelings.
Yeah.
He came out, he got on stage and sang a song with us. And he said, "You got me through those dark hours." So it can be as simple as that.
It can be. It's not a panacea. It's for everybody or whatever. But it is. I just wish that actors that are good actors and musicians, I wish they would just realize, I know that it seems like you got lucky because it comes easy to you or something, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that what you produce and put into the world is actually a positive. Most of the time. I don't know that I'm going to put like, the dark, what is that metal called? That's like...
death metal?
But then there's something beyond death metal.
No, but there's people who get pleasure from that.
No, I know.
They're like Icelandic death metal. Like
yeah, that kind of stuff is that Norwegian stuff is... I don't know if that's good for anybody.
Let the guys, the band members go burn churches and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the ones that did the album cover of their buddies' brains all over, that kind of stuff, that's a little too negative. I don't know how you get, but maybe. You know, I think Joni Mitchell once said, it's the weird thing about music is that when you're down, the thing that makes you feel better sometimes is the blues. It is a song that's about, like, when you're down and out, the last thing you want to hear is happy fun time.
Well, when you have something inside that you maybe are trying to suppress a little bit because it is too painful to feel, then a song is a great outlet for that.
I think for that and for really kind of, I think the arts are a means to their own end. But artists always feel like, well, the reason is because every artist, whether you're an actor or musician, every artist that's making a bunch of money at what they do have loads of friends who they know are just as good as them, who are not, not doing well. Yeah. And I think that kind of, every actor has actor friends that they went to, that they know are just as good. They just can't get a break. Every musician knows people. And I think that makes them feel guilty.
Is that imposter syndrome or is it just
a little bit of imposter syndrome? I think, doesn't everybody? If you don't, there's only one person who has no imposter syndrome. That's the President of the United States.
I know who I am.
You feel like you belong everywhere. You've never felt like, do I belong here?
Nope, I know where I belong. I belong here my whole life, and I like giving money away.
I think that
it's almost like survivor's guilt in a way.
Yeah, that too.
Right? It's like, how come I made it? Like, I'm not better than this person, but somehow I've made it. And it's hard for someone to say, no, it's because maybe I've got something that they don't have. I don't know what that is, but I do.
Or maybe it was. Maybe you were in the right place at the right time.
Sure.
But, getting the opportunity, and this isn't just about music or whatever. Yeah, you can maybe there's a little luck involved in anything where you get an opportunity. But getting an opportunity is not enough. Once you walk through that door, you have to prove that you belong there and that you're an asset. So even if there's a little bit of luck, no matter what you do, that you got an opportunity is nothing if you don't show up and deliver after you once you take advantage of the opportunity. So
there's also plenty of talented musicians that I know who just get in their own way all the time.
Well, that's
You know?
the artist's life.
That's
isn't
the
it?
artist's way.
That's the artist's life. That's
Yeah.
It's like,
people hate when I bring up the Beatles, but if John Lennon never met Paul McCartney, he would have been one of those people. He would have gone up in flames. He would have had a moment, and then he would have discovered drugs and everything and been gone. But he had like a workaholic dude next to him that made him feel embarrassed if he was gonna kind of wither away like that. So. That's kind of the art way. Is it Wayne Coyne from the Flaming Lips talks about that artists spend too much time talking themselves out of their great ideas because they come up with all these reasons why it won't ever get done or it won't ever be supported. And Wayne Coyne's like, you got an idea, go down to Ace Hardware, buy the stuff, build it, and do it, and whatever. Maybe it's half done, maybe it's not quite what you imagine, but artists. Sometimes they're lazy, and so they think of the most ideal thing that it could become. Like, oh, well, no one will ever support it. And they just talk themselves out of actually doing it. So there we go. I didn't think I was going to start with a conversation about that.
Sounds like you need to go to Rufus Du Sol. That's where this all started
Do I
from.
sound as if I'm lacking something?
It sounds like you need it. It sounds like Rufus is going to be the light in your life that you need.
Guy?
No, not at all. He's just talented.
It's just Jared
Yamamoto, Mr. Atlanta.
Jared feels very oppressed because he's around all these people who are constantly telling him that the music from the old days is better than now. What Jared knows for a fact in his mind is that that's not correct, that actually the music now is as good or better than it was when we were younger. And he feels like, he gets bullied every day. So every once in a while, he wants to come up and, plant the flag and go, EDM is just as good as the Rolling Stones or the Beatles or the Who
It's
or
just different.
Jimi Hendrix.
It's different. And I would say with Rufus, I would say, number one, you would like him because he's got a full band around him.
Maybe
He
I
also
would.
has got a couple producers.
Maybe I would, but I'm 60. I'm not going to get into EDM now. It's a little late.
First two letters are ED. I'm not into it.
I'm just trying to get you guys to be a little more open-minded.
My body can't handle the drugs necessary to enjoy that music
You
at
can't
this
be
point.
doing drugs like this on a Wednesday night.
I don't think that my body could handle just like the bass.
It says Lakewood. Lakewood doesn't have bass like that.
my body.
I like good. I like a good bass.
I don't like that. It hurts my brain
You'd
stem.
be jiggling through the whole show involuntarily.
I do. I like that. My kids sometimes yell at me because the bass. They don't kind of get the level of bass that I put in music when I'm listening to music. To me, that's
They're
where
the adults. They're like, Dad, turn that down.
Oh yeah, my life has always been like I've gone from my mom yelling at me to turn it down to my wife yelling at me to turn it down to my kids yelling at me to turn it down.
All you need are the grandkids. The grandkids.
Well, grandkids are a little too young, but
Grandpa, that's too loud.
Too loud. You're hurting my ears.
I find the 8-year-old that lives in my house, she's got her own Alexa little speaker in her room now. So she's cranking her playlist in the evening.
Oh, what does she listen to?
Oh, she listens to everything from Gaga to The Clash to Metallica to the Wicked soundtrack. But I'm telling her to turn it down at 7:05 in the morning when I'm just getting up.
Yeah, it's like, well, come on.
And then she's telling me to turn it down when I'm cranking some metal too loud.
And she needs to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, that's what life. That's what a good family is. Family that can complain together and get along. That's. I think that family, and to a certain degree, like who was it? George Clooney was claiming a couple of weeks ago that he and his wife have never had an argument.
Oh, that's right.
It's like, what's
That's
the sense?
not healthy.
What's the sense of being married? The part of I've been together. Well, we've been married 28, together 38 years. I part of that is in this world, you got to have somebody you can yell at, get it off your chest, just sort of. My wife and I don't. I mean, we're just mellow now, but back when we used to have big arguments, they'd last for about 10 minutes, 12 minutes. They'd be kind of ferocious. 9 times out of 10, it would end up in some kind of laughter, or we just walk away from each other for 5 minutes and then come back and be like, okay, blah, 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 blah. But it's like a person is supposed to be so psychologically sound that they never pop off. I think that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's like
insane.
Sometimes you have to pop off. Then you get older and you realize, most of that is stupid, wasted energy, and it's not going anywhere. But when it's bottled up inside you, that's not good. Now, I'm not saying you
There's a time and a place
verbally
for it.
and mentally and just say awful things.
I remember growing up and like seeing, through various step parents and my parents as well too, like seeing arguments and verbal confrontations going down and be like, uh-oh, I need to go disappear for a little while.
I would do the same thing.
That's so sad.
Little Jared sneaking out the room.
Little Jared hiding in the closet.
Mommy! Sister, stop it!
Well, that's, I was going to say that's
I
true.
think there's a time and a place.
With my parents, the arguing was almost always fueled by alcohol.
So you were asleep.
A lot of times I'd be
Or in the
awakened.
back, or in the back of a car outside of a bar.
Right, yeah. This was the 70s, so
Christmas 75.
You could drink and drive.
Christmas Eve 75, I remember yelling from my bedroom, "Stop yelling! Santa won't come to the house."
Oh my God!
I remember
Getting sadder and sadder.
My parents would have a knockdown, drag out. I mean, not really. They were not physical, but they would have big arguments almost every Christmas Eve because they wouldn't do the tree and stuff until we were asleep. And then, I had older brothers and sisters, so they could go out, and they would go out, and they would come back. And somewhere on the ride home from the party or the bar they were at, an argument would start, and then they get home, and then so from like 1 in the morning to 3, you heard arguing, and then you woke up and it was like a big Christmas scene. They always managed to get everything done and ready by the time you woke up. But yeah, there was a lot of.
Maybe that's why you love Christmas so much, because on that day that there'll be no more arguing, no more yelling.
There's
a
peace.
happy day.
There's peace.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I just assumed every family was exactly the same. I wasn't sitting there like, oh, my family. I wasn't in other people's homes at midnight.
I think
didn't
most
know
kids,
what the hell they were doing.
probably think that. I think.
Yeah, I think most kids do. I think most
Yeah.
kids under 10 think every other kid their age lives exactly like they do. Unless
Wow,
they
you have a toilet.
Except with how Christmas gifts were delivered. Santa never left the Christmas gifts wrapped for us. They were always unwrapped and left by the fireplace.
That was a change that I adopted too.
Lazy.
That is lazy.
Lazy.
Was the price tag still on it?
Doesn't it make sense though? Because it's like he's not wrapping. There's no fairy tale about the elves wrapping things. They make
whatever
the
you got to
toys.
tell yourself.
Hold on. Hold on.
Get her, George.
Hold on. I believe at the end of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, there's a lot of things are put in boxes, like with a ribbon around them or something like that.
Okay, that's one.
Okay, the idea is
One day at a point.
When you're a little kid, when Christmas really knocks you off your feet, it's when you come downstairs, or if you live on the first, whatever, you see the Christmas tree lit up, and it's all the wrapping and the colors and everything, and you're just
other
like,
things are
yeah, I
wrapped.
got you a hobby horse. It's in the corner.
Yeah.
No, all the stuff
Merry
for me
Christmas.
is wrapped.
No surprise.
Oh, okay. So you do it like Santa has toys, you have toys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
a
what
little
makes me upset is
a bike, for instance, can't be wrapped.
Santa just dumped
No,
it
no.
into a pile.
Yeah, I had a pile. My sister had a pile, and then my little brother had a pile as well too.
But what makes me upset with this idea is, and trigger warning for anyone listening with children in the car, maybe stop. But I don't want to be like, hey, this really cool present. It's supposed to be from Santa, but it's mine.
Oh,
I
you
got
want
that for you.
you want the credit.
She wants the
Yeah, I
glory.
want the good present. I got you that.
She's like, I got to pay layaway for the next 8 months on that thing. I
For
want the
real.
credit.
Doesn't
I went
Ellie
into
know the
debt for
truth
this.
yet? Doesn't Ellie know the truth yet?
Not yet.
I don't
surely.
know.
She's 10, right?
Oh.
Yeah, she's about to be 11.
Yeah, it's you know what? Don't worry
That's a
about
sweet
it.
spot.
No, I'm not asking. I think I asked.
She's
Pete
probably
about,
afraid. She's probably afraid.
Yeah.
For you to find out that she knows. Like, you
Yeah.
guys are probably protecting each other at this point.
Yeah, we're both lying to each other.
Exactly. She
I'm
doesn't
pretty
want
sure
to
they know
let you
about Tooth Fairy, but that's still
Yeah.
a charade that we're doing.
Yeah.
What
Well, they
about-
get money, so
Money.
they're not gonna,
What about Easter
I know,
Bunny?
and nowadays, you know how much it is? Nick, how much are you giving for teeth?
Oh, I think it's. I don't know. I think it's.
Let me guess. It should be like $5
Yeah,
now
I
with
think it's something
inflation.
like that. Yeah.
I feel like 5 is too much. And I still do 5.
Yeah, I used to get a quarter. That was 1969.
Exactly.
What is a quarter from 1969?
$1,
What is
I
that?
think,
What is that worth now? A quarter in 1969 with inflation. For some reason, it just feels like $5 to me. It's probably like
Yeah.
$3.50 or
More
something.
than that, I think.
The Tooth Fairy always gave me a $2 bill. It was very special.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a lot of times I would. I think that we used to, at time when we had them, like we would do something special like that, like a Susan B. Anthony dollar.
Oh, a
coin.
quarter.
That's not a quarter. It's not a quarter. It feels
I
like
got
a quarter.
an Eisenhower $half.
It's heavier than a
Oh,
quarter. isn't it?
Eisenhower's on the dollar.
Yeah. No,
Oh shoot! Who's on the
it's
half?
Kennedy. You're
dollar?
talking about the $half. Kennedy.
Oh right.
That
that's
was the
right.
president that succeeded Eisenhower, as you know. There was the,
Of course, I know that.
defeating
Johnson was
who
there
did he
somewhere.
defeat? Yeah, well, yeah, right. Who did Kennedy defeat to become president?
Nixon.
That's right. And who was Nixon before then? Why was he the candidate that he ran up against?
He's vice president.
Good job. He
Very
was
well done.
at the time he was the youngest vice president
Was he
ever.
really?
Yeah, 1952. He was
How
considered
old was he?
lightweight. That's why he kind of
12.
he was. I believe he was in his late 30s. Yes.
You'd be getting $2.25.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Inflation hasn't been as bad as I thought since
I told
19-
you.
I guess not.
I told you. Things are looking up.
Oh, Trump, you're bringing the tooth
Yeah, during
fairy
the
back.
Biden administration, it was 5. Now
You know,
it's back to
Trump,
2 something.
Trump said the other day he's bringing back Columbus Day, and somebody looked and it's still a federal holiday. It's like
It's
I'm
shared
bringing-
with indigenous peoples.
Well,
Day.
no. The federal thing is still called Columbus Day. The indigenous people is cities and states do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not as far as federal goes. It's still a holiday. And I just like, are we gonna really? Do we not have enough on our plate? Are we gonna start arguing about this? I'm gonna tell you. Outside of, I think Italian Americans have some. You know, Columbus was Italian, so there's some connection there to the name, the brand, all of that. For most of us growing up, it was a day off from school. We didn't even think about it. He was a cartoon character from did something in 1492. He like, and then you get all of these people. Oh, don't you know about the horrors of Columbus? Quite frankly, I have ignored Christopher Columbus most of my life, and he's a poem in my head.
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Oh, you guys started singing it?
Oh yeah.
Well, we weren't as ignorant
don't know
when we
there's
were
a song.
children. They gave it to us as poetry. Did you have it as a poem or as a song?
I had the
Autumn?
poem.
Yeah.
I had the poem.
Apparently
yeah.
the
Not a
kids-
poem. I just know that one little part. Is there more after that?
I'm sure it's like it's as long as the Odyssey. We just it's like the national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. There's like 15
yeah, it's got a
other
weird
verses we don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody ought to read into that.
CMG's blocking me from being able to see the whole full poem.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
I'm
that's
blocked.
dangerous.
It's a cox block.
Saving us.
It's dangerous. Hey, how about I got an idea. We got more stuff about, hey, don't click this. You think about do what Eric does. Don't use the computers at work. You'll never be blamed for anything that happens.
Looking for the perfect engagement ring? At Shane Company, we know this is an exciting time. It can also be overwhelming. Customers say this a lot. Where do I start? How do I choose? At Shane Company, this is where the magic happens. Since 1929, we've been experts at helping customers find the perfect engagement ring. We invite you into the design process, help you pick out the perfect diamond or colorful gemstone, and choose a style that speaks to you. Come see us in store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
As Georgia's homegrown leader in business insurance, Builders partner with thousands of local businesses to safeguard workers and help them return to their lives after injuries. Explore reliable workers' compensation solutions at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
How easy is it to save energy and money in seconds? Power down unused devices, swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs, and adjust your thermostat for the season. Get more tips at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, your engagement ring specialist in Beaufort, only 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia. You'll love their larger, high-quality diamond engagement rings, always paired with 5-star customer service. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
At Coosa Valley Credit Union, we believe in kinder banking. That means speaking to a real person, a state-of-the-art website and mobile app, and kinder banking means offering our members the most competitive rates in the market. This is Andy Harris. Come see us at Coosa Valley Credit Union.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story, a new Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll shows President Trump's approval rating falling to 43% in Georgia. AJC political reporter Greg Bluestein says the president gets mixed reviews for the first 100 days of his second term.
It's not all that surprising. I mean, his approval ratings have dodged and bobbed around that level for years, and it hasn't stopped him from winning Georgia, not just in November, but also back in 2016.
The poll shows 2/3 of Georgia voters say tariffs are having either a small or major effect on their household budget. Local civil rights groups condemning President Trump's actions in his first 100 days. ACLU of Georgia Executive Director Andrea Young says they're fighting the administration in court.
We hope to mitigate the cruelty of this administration. We have filed over 100 legal actions, a number that grows daily, to fight back against the lawlessness.
Trump says he's had the most successful first 100 days of any administration in the history of our country. Stocks are lower today after a new report shows the nation's economy slowing in the first quarter of the year. A Doraville acupuncturist is indicted on sexual assault charges in DeKalb County. 70-year-old Miu Keon Kim of Norcross is accused of sexually assaulting several of his patients. 2 female patients reported Dr. Kim touched him inappropriately during treatment sessions. He was arrested in February, and additional charges were added in March after more alleged victims came forward. The investigation remains open, and the DeKalb County District Attorney's Office believes there could be more victims. Following a prank phone call at the NFL Draft, the Falcons are fined $250,000 by the league today. The son of Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich got the phone number for Shedeur Sanders off his father's open iPad and later called Sanders, pretending to be the GM of the Saints. In addition to the team fine, Ulbrich is slapped with a $100,000 fine. It is 3:32. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Alex Williams.
Travel advisory continues into Marietta with this crash. 75 northbound Delk Road, exit 261. 3 right lanes are blocked. It is already slow back before Cumberland Boulevard. 285 westbound delays start almost back at 400 with the northbound inner loop jammed up from the Chattahoochee River right around Bolton Road. Trying to make your way up to 75. To get up into Marietta, think about Highway 41, Cobb Parkway, or the Express lanes with a Peach Pass. The crash in Holly Springs is all gone now. 575 north and southbound Holly Springs Parkway, exit number 14. Might be some new trouble. 285 southbound, the inner loop around North Lake Parkway, exit number 36. You're seeing the brake lights starting back in Doraville, coming past Buford Highway. We will check on that. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy, warm and humid today. High 83 with an isolated pop-up thunderstorm through the afternoon. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few more pop-up showers and storms. High 84. Friday, partly cloudy with scattered afternoon thunderstorms. High 82.
It's 84 in College Park, 85 in Powder Springs, 81 in Johns Creek. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
This is Scott Slade. Let's talk about how to improve your chances of living a longer, healthier life. For me, it's preventive medicine. My doctor saw one funky number in my lab work that eventually led to a diagnosis early enough so I still had options. You just got to have a medical professional looking at you every so often, especially when we're talking about heart disease, the nation's #1 killer. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation, like flying in an airplane. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries and most cancers at the earliest stage. And virtual imaging can scan your brain to see if you're in danger of a tumor, stroke, or even dementia. So don't put this off, especially with this offer from virtual imaging. For a limited time, they're offering you and your spouse a free heart scan. Yes, free with a few minimum requirements. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Home improvement projects can be a stressful guessing game. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus, the highest level of communication. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. We'll make you comfortable and keep you informed with every step of your project.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus, siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
When it's time to replace your windows, make sure you have options and get to choose the energy-efficient window that is right for your home, your style, and your budget. Dave Baker here for the only window company I recommend, Nelson Exteriors. With Nelson, you're in charge. Choose from many top-rated window manufacturers like Anderson and MI, all backed by Nelson's worry-free lifetime labor warranty. For your replacement windows, pick the company that's more picky than you. Google Nelson Exteriors.
Whoa! With the Cubs getting older, we need more space, so we're on the hunt for a new house. Our must-haves, a big yard for the Cubs and Scana Energy for natural gas. It won't be easy to choose the perfect house, but Scana has tons of options that'll make it easy to find the perfect natural gas plan. The sooner we find a place, the better. For a limited time, receive a $60 bill credit when you sign up. Call 1-877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/mover60. Limited time offer, additional terms and conditions apply.
Don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free sale and pay nothing until 2027. Sale ends soon, only from Window Nation. Schedule your free estimate now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
I can hear it. I can't hear it because I'm in the studio and the audience is not in the studio, but I can feel it. The sort of like push that's coming from the audience. Hey, whoa, there's a lot of serious stuff going on in the world. This here's a talk radio show. When are you going to start tackling the big issues? The tough issues. I mean, have you seen the news? You see what's going on? And I say, well, I ain't gonna do that now because English Nick's here. We're gonna have some fun. Let's do this.
It's English Nick with Toodle Pip.
Toodle Pip.
There.
Yeah,
it
you know,
is.
I was walking into the studio and somebody in the newsroom said, "Are you going to talk about the GDP?" I said, "No, that's not my job.
No, that's not.
I'm here to toodle pips.
It's
and pip
barely my
toodles."
job at this
No.
point. It's barely my job at this point.
There's a bag with different things in it.
It's called groceries. All
Bag.
right? We're here to teach, just like the president.
Toodle pip time.
And
It's
yeah.
like Photoshop.
We're as I often say, the Von Hessler Doctrine is going to have as much fun as the news cycle allows. So, what do you have? What toodles do you have to pip today?
Okay, I have this from the Rolling Stone, which is, used to be everybody's favorite rock magazine.
Yeah, it's terrible.
RollingStone.com.
It's just terrible. They decided, hey, music is, let's get into politics.
Have you seen the thickness of Rolling Stone when you see it on the shelf these days?
It's like every magazine.
10
now.
pages.
It's because all the advertising's gone. It's all gone to podcasters.
Katy Perry wants
and
us to
WSB.
know.
Guys.
That's right. I guess Rolling Stone's not getting those ED ads.
No,
because our people are on the streets beating them to it.
Oh, when you find an ED ad in a magazine, 3 pages at least. 3 pages.
Hymns. Most of that's small print, isn't it?
All the things that might happen to you.
Starts with the 4-hour thing and then lists everything after that.
Priapism, is that what you're talking about? Is that what it's called? Priapism?
Priapism is
It's 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's when you can't make it go away.
Gotta get it drained with a needle.
Priapism?
Oh, what if that turns you on? Then you're really in
I
trouble.
I took
6. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Katy Perry has addressed the online hate following the space trip, and in an emotional note to fans, she says, "Please know I am okay."
Okay, here's the thing.
Oh, thank God.
Katie, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate
I
that.
saw some
We're all
dance
worried
moves at
about
one
you.
of her tour stops over the weekend. That does not look okay.
Here's the thing.
No.
More than that, first of all, I don't know. I will say this as I always do. I think that when one of these celebrities gets into this "we hate you" zone, it gets over the top. I don't hate Katy Perry.
No.
I never loved Katy Perry. So I just like, okay, she does her thing. She's a pop star. That being said, the entire look, her look on this tour,
It's like she's a plastic doll.
is odd.
Yeah.
It's odd. It's not. Now, it's not so unpleasant that you go, oh, she's fully playing this character, right? It looks like she's trying to look good and looks just odd. And also, some of the dance moves look a little odd. And people that have seen the show are starting to say, she seemed a little tired.
Well, she is
something
40.
like that.
I mean, she's
She's
not the same Katy Perry.
Space lag.
How old's Gaga? Well, she's like 38 or something.
When Madonna was 40, she was doing all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah, when Madonna was 60, she was.
But I think that Madonna toured for a long time and didn't stop. I think Katy Perry's been off and on so much that maybe she's just out of practice.
But one of these big tours is going to fail.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift vacuumed up all of everything, all the money, all the whatever. I mean, McCartney doesn't count because those are older people with disposable income for the most part. This is the same market you're going for, young to like middle-aged. And Beyonce, I think that one's going to kind of get through. But it might just be that's the problem. It looks like she's trying to do one of those size tours. Mm-hmm. And it looks a little amateurish when you watch it on YouTube. That doesn't mean if you go to the venue and watch it, it's going to look that way. But on YouTube, although I do like the placing of the video screens, I think that looks kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But she just sort of looks like she's.
How many of these shows have you watched?
Well, I'm not going to see. You see these stories. They have pictures in it. I don't know what you're trying to come at me for. Like a loser. Is he questioning my sexuality? What was that?
You watching a lot of Katy Perry.
I think you're just a bigger Katy Perry fan than you lead on.
I don't know. Do you live in this world? You read a story about Katy Perry, and then there's a YouTube clip, and you go, oh, okay, if she looks stupid, I want to see if she looks stupid. I don't know. I don't know what I would reveal. He listens to Katy Perry all the time.
Fireworks, his favorite song.
I told you.
A couple weeks.
I told you he was one of those.
I think it depends on the customer, right? The concert goer and where they're coming from, age and all that. Metallica 2 weeks ago were in like Syracuse or somewhere, and they did 2 nights. They do 2 nights at most venues this tour. Mm-hmm. And they broke the record at that venue, right? Yeah. Whereas you've got some festivals aren't selling out. And then you've got Linkin Park. They were going to do a massive venue in LA. They've changed it.
Metallica's got the catalog. They're still not 100 years old. They're like when you go to see Metallica, like, what are you seeing guys in their 50s? Like
50s,
they
60s.
Still do it. You know, it's like they're not 100. You're not going to worry about is somebody going to die during the set? You know, it's some of these other shows you have to worry about.
It is a thought when you're watching some of these shows. You're like, whoa.
Like, if you go see a McCartney show, is you just going to keel over in the middle of
that said,
Hey Jude? I don't know.
There was a couple of times in Metallica's history where James Hetfield, the singer, guitar player, was standing in the wrong spot.
Well, no,
and the pyro flames burned him up.
That takes you to the hospital. Yeah. But anyway, people are like, hey, what are you going to just talk about music all day? So what else you got?
It's Katy Perry.
Yeah.
What else have we got? In Texas, there's a bill that wants to rename the
there's a bill that wants to, or
there's a bill. There's a bill.
I'm gonna rename everything.
He wants to rename the New York
Cars
State.
are going to be called stars.
Cars are stars, and buses are cars with more.
No,
tires.
buses are called Rufus now.
Okay.
Sorry, EDM artists are called buses. Bus Australia.
I'm sorry, Bill.
They want to change the New York steak to the Texas strip.
Oh, in Texas?
Yeah,
no,
in
I guess
Texas.
they can call it whatever the hell they want
That's
to.
where it comes from.
But they're not going to get everybody else to do it.
No.
Is that what they're trying to? Is there some steak
You see
naming?
the influence that Trump is having on the United States
Yes.
with this. We're just going to rename the Gulf.
That's right.
It's the Gulf.
We're renaming
of Texas.
steaks. What's next?
It's the Great Texas Cut Steak. So delicious.
Texas strip.
Can't you call it anything you want? If
call
I have
it
a
meat.
restaurant, I can call
I
it
think that there's-
the Stripple Doodle.
I think that there's specific things when you have a steak, right? Because it comes from specific parts
Parts of the body.
cow.
Yeah.
So you have to call it certain things. But I guess they want to rename the New York part to
Well, the ribeye used to be called Delmonico, where I worked.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It was
And then
called
they
the
found
New
out
York.
that Delmonico is a bad guy.
It's called the
Yeah.
New York strip steak because it was popular in New York, right?
Well, but when you surf and turf now in Texas, you could have the Texas strip with Gulf of America shrimp.
That's right. You can. It's
great combo right there.
Patriotic dish.
Meat and shrimp.
We'll put some dye in the sauces so that they're red, white, and blue.
I want my mashed potatoes to be red.
RFK Jr.'s upset. What?
It depends on where you're going to get that dye from.
We're going to crush up bugs.
You're going to crush up roaches.
Yes,
Use
and-
that to make it brown.
Yeah, that's
the gravy.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for asking and caring.
I care very much.
I know you do. Yeah, I don't think it's it's a steak. Eat it. Shut up. Why does everything have to be a damn controversy?
Because we got to show those liberals.
Call it call it Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Who cares? It's a steak. People just love to. America, you're just digging this, aren't you? Nobody's waking up like me saying, man, I hope it's just calm today. People apparently don't feel alive if they're not fighting. That's what I've...
in Scotland for years, they've called it mutton, right? What is mutton? It's lamb.
Yeah.
It's lamb.
Lamb.
The Scots call it mutton.
Why do they call it mutton?
I don't know.
Because they're Scots and they don't want to give in to you stupid Londoners.
No.
And what you're calling things, because they're proudly Scottish and proudly miserable, thank you.
They drink a lot of whiskey.
I don't know. I saw a thing, Craig Ferguson, Scottish, and he was just saying at least in the 70s, growing up in Scotland, he said it was just miserable. Everybody was miserable. Everything was miserable. Nobody had enough of anything. So I don't know if it's like that now.
That's why he became a raging alcoholic.
And a raging American. He's a full-on American now.
Is he really?
Yes, I believe
Mutton comes from French.
Mm.
Old French, mouton, which means sheep.
I do believe J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter.
I hate her.
She wrote Harry Potter in Scotland. I believe she did. I
I'm
double
not
check
sure
me on
about
that.
that.
I think that she wrote it in Edinburgh.
I like all of these. I like all these people getting involved with the Harry Potter thing, and they like John Lithgow. They're asking him about trans issues because of change. And I love these kids who grew up with these books. They're like they somehow think they can separate the author from the actual because they just don't want to give up what they love, but they hate her. It's kind of funny to watch the whole thing go down.
On air,
Online.
on the app,
Where you get your news.
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words. 5 times a day. Every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
on 95.5 WSB.
Scott Slade here from My Roofer, FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you're going to be able to get it into the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and we're disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Let me paint you a picture. You're standing in the kitchen of your new home, coffee in hand, sunlight pouring in, boxes mostly unpacked. Feels good, right? Now imagine your old home. Oh, it's still there, but instead of stressing about it, you know that Orchard is handling everything. Repairs, showings, upgrades, the works. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and this is not a fantasy. Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy first, move first, breathe first. And while you're living your best unpacked life, they're busy selling your old home for top dollar. Here's the twist. When it sells for more, and most of the time it does, you get that bonus too. That's 2 paydays. Not a gimmick, not a hack, just smart. That's Orchard. Why wait for tomorrow's money when you can have it today and tomorrow? Start with a free home valuation at orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now?
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year, but when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher. And when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So, yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So, Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. That's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. And join us for Retire ATL, Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
All right, this is a story I've been sneaking into people's bins. It's never come up over the last couple of weeks.
It's come to the top of my bin.
All right, well, then let's hear it.
This is from BBC Wildlife. They have a page called discoverwildlife.com. Wild chimps caught boozing on camera for the first time, eating and sharing alcohol-infused fruit.
Nice. So this is
They're seeking it out, but again, it's fruit. They eat fruit.
I know,
low alcohol content.
But the difference is, chimpanzees are the closest to humans, and what they're finding out is not that they're doing this and getting drunk. But, chimpanzees will usually fight over food and stuff like that. Now, they're getting this alcohol out of some kind of breadish kind of I don't know what it is they're eating. Whatever the fruit is they're eating. And in the cases of when they get together with this, they share it with each other, and they hang out as a crowd. So they're like tailgating. Like, this is really an interesting thing.
This is how societies begin.
Yeah, we're finding out that it didn't start with humans hanging out with friends and getting drunk.
That's awesome.
So, Jared, you should be interested in this.
I'm incredibly interested. I love this story.
You're just continuing a million-year thing.
Absolutely.
Tradition.
It's good to be a social drinker. I've always said this.
That's what they're basically doing. They're hanging out with their friends, getting drunk, and apparently they watch them and they get kind of goofy with each other, and they do. And it's fascinating to me that that's something that apparently was passed on to us.
Can you imagine the storytelling when these chimps get a little drunk? Oh man.
They're probably talking like, they're talking smack about somebody.
Yeah, what they're eating is called the African bread fruit.
Yeah, okay, that's why I saw the word
ferments
bread
on the ground.
This is interesting because a couple weeks ago, I ran into Jared at the Sweetwater 420
and he was
Festival.
Like,
well, then I found myself 2 hours later down the street in my house with no clothes on in the front yard. So
tossing your poo at the neighbors.
Poo around, yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I absolutely
chimps.
I love the idea. And who knows? That's the thing about animals. We don't know. We don't know how they.
Nope.
We don't know how detailed their communication to one another are. We don't know if, like, I have 2 cats that have lived in the same house forever. They communicate with each other, but how, we don't know. Like,
They
how
probably say
detailed.
very simple things.
That's what we think.
Food,
That's
outside.
what we think. That's what we think.
Out of my
but
way.
they're getting information in different ways. So one of the cats likes to go outside. The other one's a fraidy cat, never goes outside. The cat that goes outside, when it comes in, the fraidy cat is always sniffing and everything. So
What'd you do out there?
Getting information based on smells and all that. How is it out there?
Yeah. Did you kill a snake?
Brady cat.
But we don't know. Like we know that like whales, they have these long distance calls to each other, but I always wonder, like, is there gossip? Is it like, oh,
Oh,
Fred?
I'm sure.
Oh, no, not Fred.
You know, the
again.
Dolphins do, for sure. The Dolphins definitely gossip. The Dolphins also get drunk, too, as well. They're the only other
What do
animal
they drink?
that I
What do they drink?
Well, they
What are
use...
they like hanging out near, some sort of...
I guess they technically get high. It's
Fermented
that
What's that guy, Jimmy?
Yeah, like liquor,
I can't think of
distillery.
Jimmy Buffett? Like they're hanging out Jimmy Buffett's boat.
Yeah, Margaritaville. They,
How do they drink? What's in the ocean?
They intentionally, I guess they get high, more or less. They mess with those puffer fish that, I guess, get you kind of high.
I've heard this story.
Now, can they get killed through that if they do it wrong?
If they hit it incorrectly.
Well, that's always the truth of drugs, right?
Yeah.
Correctly.
Same with humans.
Look at the history of rock and roll. I mean,
What, do they get it excited and then have
The,
it pierce their skin?
I don't know if it pierces them or not, but I did see
But I
them
think
like playing
if
and tossing with
dolphins
it.
are like, so this is not something that human beings like. We all like to party.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
like
in
the
our
party.
DNA most of the time.
Does catnip actually get cats high? I don't know.
It does. It must do because they go freaking
Everybody
crazy.
likes to get a little buzz. Just don't take it too far.
Oh, they chew on the pufferfish and gently pass it around.
Yeah, see?
Look
Give
at
me a
this.
hit.
They're tailgating.
And then the sea turtles,
They're dolphin tailgating.
The sea turtles show up with the Narcan in an emergency.
Yeah, they're old and wise.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, boy, the opioid
I mean,
crisis.
our brains. I mean, if they have a brain, we have a brain, and it's responding to the things
But they
that
have
make
to
you high and
find
make
it,
you
though.
drunk.
But there has to be this knowledge that gets passed on to the next generation,
Well,
so that
that's the
each
thing,
generation
so-
doesn't have to learn it all over again. Because some dolphin had to bump up against a pufferfish for the first time to figure this out, and then tell hey, whoa, wait a
I
minute.
guess they make like a sound that's like the good sound, like,
Yeah.
hey, this is good.
Yeah.
Nom nom nom.
Maybe that first dolphin didn't
Nom,
say.
nom, nom.
Maybe the first dolphin didn't say anything. His friends were looking. Hey, what's wrong with Johnny?
Yeah.
I saw him over near that pufferfish. Is he okay?
I think I'm an orca.
Hey man, I can fly. You're in the ocean. Let's go mess
Yeah, but maybe this is like our sky. you
Yeah,
know?
man.
Like,
Hey, man. What
I can't breathe.
What if there's something?
we're the birds of the water. you know?
Seeing colors.
I'm just going to keep
Tasting
swimming, man.
them,
I'm going to
too.
keep
Hey,
swimming.
man.
I'm not
Hey, man,
stopping.
I saw an image. I think there's something called television up there. What are you talking about?
Hey,
Yeah,
Eric,
what have you
sharks,
been smoking?
sharks laughing at you, man.
Oh, yeah. The dolphin
It's already
has a
panic
panic
attack.
attack. All right.
My cousin is stuck in SeaWorld. What are you talking about? I'm freaking
All right,
out.
man.
Hey, pass the puffer, man. Pass
All
the
right,
puffer.
look, man. Just calm down. It's gonna
Puff,
take
puff,
some
pass.
time. It's gonna take some time, man.
Good buffer.
Freaking out, man. I'm gonna drown. You're not gonna drown.
I'm gonna go up and blow. I'm gonna go up and blow.
The ultimate experience would be to get the chimpanzees and the dolphins together at some place, obviously, where there's land.
I'm saying, I think in fact that's not going to be good for either.
It'll be bad for us. They'll hook up.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
right.
they'll come after our drugs.
Exactly.
I'll be like, where did those gummies go? Oh, I did see a dolphin and a chimp walking through here.
I
I
guarantee.
mean, I don't want to.
Hey, there'll be some chimpanzees showing up at Lakewood tonight looking for Molly.
That's right.
Rufus.
Oh, it's gonna be Mollyville up there. The Rufus EDM show. Oh, Molly, Molly, Molly.
I have been getting notifications about
Good golly, Miss Molly.
some after parties afterward too,
Oh.
so people will be having a good time.
Oh yeah, man. You be walking around there just looking for one set of pupils that are not enlarged. Hi, Jared. Do you have eyelids? Hi, Jared. Your show is great.
Jared, I think I just saw some chimpanzees on the lawn.
I just want to hug some dolphins and some chimps, man.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor, I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fat nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This is Scott Slade. Let's talk about how to improve your chances of living a longer, healthier life. For me, it's preventive medicine. My doctor saw one funky number in my lab work that eventually led to a diagnosis early enough so I still had options. You just got to have a medical professional looking at you every so often, especially when we're talking about heart disease, the nation's #1 killer. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation, like flying in an airplane. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries of most cancers at the earliest stage. And virtual imaging can scan your brain to see if you're in danger of a tumor, stroke, or even dementia. So don't put this off, especially with this offer for virtual imaging. For a limited time, they're offering you and your spouse a free heart scan. Yes, free with a few minimum requirements. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta News and Talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, a Metro doctor accused of molesting patients. WSB's Steve Summers reports live with who the doctor is and how many victims there are.
Yeah, Bill, Dr. Mu Kyun Kim indicted on charges of sexually battering female patients at his Doraville practice. The investigation began when 2 women said Kim inappropriately touched them during acupuncture sessions, but the indictment includes 7 victims, and prosecutors believe there are more. DA Sherry Boston saying doctors take an oath to act in the best interests of their patients and to do them no harm. However, Dr. Kim is accused of doing the exact opposite. Now, a license and board certification is required to practice acupuncture in Georgia. Requirements include being, quote, of good moral character and then providing acceptable references. The 70-year-old Kim remains jailed without bond. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
85 degrees in Atlanta. Warm and humid with isolated showers or storms the next few days. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Following a prank phone call at the NFL draft, the Falcons are fined $250,000 today by the league.
Hey, is this Shadur?
That's the son of Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Albrecht, who got the phone number for Shadur Sanders off his father's open iPad and later called Sanders, pretending to be the general manager of the Saints. In addition to the team fine, Albrecht, the defensive coordinator, is slapped with a $100,000 fine. Georgia's civil rights groups blast the first 100 days of the new Trump administration.
Standing on the steps of Big Bethel AME, the oldest black church in Atlanta, Southern Poverty Law Center President Margaret Huang says the past 100 days have been about chaos, cruelty, cuts, and consequences.
From the first day President Trump took office, he and his inner circle have taken a wrecking ball to the agencies and services that are lifelines for millions of people.
In a speech Tuesday, Trump says he's had the most successful first 100 days of any administration. On Auburn Avenue, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
A new Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll suggests many Georgia voters are worried about the future of the country after Trump's first 100 days. AJC political reporter Greg Bluestein says tariffs are the main reason.
2/3 of Georgia voters say that the tariffs are either having a small or major effect on their household budget.
The poll shows the president's approval rating at 43% in Georgia. A new report shows the U.S. economy slowing in the first quarter of the year. President Trump blames the previous administration.
That's Biden. That's not Trump, because we came in on January. This is quarterly numbers.
Many analysts are concerned tariffs and worries about them will slow down the economy. Gwinnett police are searching for a killer after a woman is found dead in Snellville. Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says a child inside the home on Hillsborough Drive called 911.
When officers arrived, they located a female deceased inside the home, and they were informed that the suspect had just fled on foot.
Police identify the victim as 35-year-old Tiffany Trim. The woman and her accused killer knew each other. The children inside the house are not related to either of them. The FBI is investigating after a shooting in northwest Georgia involving federal agents.
During an attempted traffic stop on Outlet Center Drive, the driver of the vehicle accelerated in an apparent attempt to intentionally strike the DEA agent. In response, the agent fired at the male and female occupants, striking both individuals. They are both both receiving treatment for their injuries. The DEA agents were operating in coordination with Calhoun Police, and now the FBI is overseeing the investigation with help from the GBI. They have not shared details about the circumstances leading to the incident, but did indicate there were no injuries to law enforcement. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Tomorrow is tax deadline day in Georgia.
Any payments due would be still due on May 1st.
Stacey Engel with the IRS says taxpayers got an extension following a major disaster declaration after Hurricane Helene hit the state last October. It triggered an automatic delay in federal and state filing deadlines. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Very messy Wednesday afternoon out on the roadways, Bill. First, we start with a travel advisory in Alpharetta. Crash on your right lane open, 400 northbound, Windward Parkway, exit 11. You're already stacked up back to Mansell Road. That means using Highway 9 as your alternate. Better news in Cobb County. The crash, 75 northbound, Delk Road, exit 261. It has cleared, but damage done to 285, both north and westbound, trying to make your way to I-75 in the Truist Park region. And now we have a travel advisory on 285 northbound, the inner loop over on the west side, crashing up to 3 left lanes just past Bolton Road, exit 13. You can head through downtown, but we know that's going to be slow as an alternate. Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 75-85 north, tough delays beginning at Langford Parkway, just getting past Spring Street. And 85 south, you're jammed from the Georgia 400 merge, getting to I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy and humid today, high 83. A stray pop-up shower can't be ruled out. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 84. Friday, partly cloudy with scattered storms, high 82.
It's 84 in Vinings, 85 in Stone Mountain, 81 in Fayetteville. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine. Well, it begins right now. And I've decided I'm in the mood to find out what the heck's going on. So let's do this.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Come on, Eric. Tell us what's happening.
Come on, Jared. What's the buzz? Tell us what's happening.
And so much with our president, Donald Trump. Last night he was in
The
Michigan.
way you say that.
Not my president.
Our president.
With our president.
Oh, by the
Donald
way,
Trump.
it's funny that you said that on him because I noticed so this world has gotten so strange. So I guess apparently as part of Beyonce's show, she's doing the national anthem. I imagine that would be at the beginning. And there are people saying they want their money back. With this president at this time, can I just say this is the most idiotic thing in the world. It doesn't work that way. You don't only sing the national anthem when you're happy with everything that's going on and the person you voted for is in office. I know the progressives find this very difficult to believe, and they think of, conservatives and Republicans as knee-jerk, jingoist and patriot, and some of that is true. But every time a Republican puts their hand on their heart and sings the national anthem, they've got grievances with the country. They think taxes are too high. They don't like certain regulations, whatever. It's not, the national anthem is not one of these things where, I'll respect the national anthem when I think everything in the country is going exactly the way that everybody that sings the national anthem has at least one grievance against the country. So you can't hold it. You're just somebody who doesn't dig the national anthem. And you know what? That's covered by the Constitution too. But this idea that, this is why I'm going to some rock shows this year and that have cost me entirely too much money. And I'm just like, the one thing, my goodness. When Republicans are in power, rock stars are so damn grumpy. They're always lecturing you. It's like, I got to put up with that whole thing.
They almost take a full song out of their set just to complain.
But I just want progressives to know, when you see what you think of as knee-jerk, jingoistic Republicans always with their hand on their heart singing the national anthem, every single one of them have at least one grievance, one gripe. The national anthem isn't that kind of litmus test. It's like, hey, I'm glad this country was formed. I'm glad I have some opportunities. Boy, it's not perfect. And maybe I can help it become better. Or maybe you just don't give a damn. And as I said, You're covered by the Constitution, too. But this idea that I'll only stand for the national anthem when I look around and think every single thing is going well. It's just silly. All right, now go ahead.
So a couple things with Trump. Number one, he sat down with ABC News' Terry Moran for his 100-day interview.
100 days.
A lot of
100 beautiful days.
100 days of great.
A lot of news came out of that, but you were also in Michigan last night, and you gave a rally, and one of the things that went viral was you kicking out this lady out of the crowd.
Now, hold on. This is somebody who was protesting. Let's not make it seem like you just looked at her. Actually, I would say from this, he's getting better. Remember when he first started, like in 2015, he'd be like, I'd like to punch that guy right in the mouth. Yeah. He's a lot better.
It's older Trump now, too.
He's a little more, he gets it more how to handle these situations.
Be nice. Get him out. Nice. Drag him out by their hair.
Great. What's the problem over there? What's the problem? Is that a radical left lunatic? He's just a child. All right, get him out. Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought it was a guy. Thank you. And she now has to go home to a mother who's a big Trump fan. Her mother's watching. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said he, and it's a she. I'm sorry.
He's a lot better at dealing with it. He's just like, and both sides have to deal with this. I mean, people are plants. They're in the crowd. Nothing. The one thing I can tell you for sure in America in 2025, nothing is organic. Nothing. So it's all performative. The protester did their job. He handled it the right way. Move on.
I do like in the beginning his demeanor. This is how you could tell that he has got older.
What's the problem?
What's the problem?
What's the problem over there?
It's like two of his kids are fighting.
Yeah.
Break
What's
it
going
up.
on?
Break it up. Go to your room.
He instead of a she.
Oh, I thought it was Ivana, but it was Eric. Sorry, Eric.
But
nothing is organic. Either side, nothing.
But then aside from that, the ABC News interview with Terry Moran was pretty big as well. I'd say that these were the two biggest moments that came out of it.
Do you think the reputation of the United States has gone down under your presidency? No, I think it's gone way up, and I think we're a respected country again. We were laughed at all over the world. We had a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs, couldn't walk down a flight of stairs, couldn't walk across the stage without falling. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news. All right. Thank you. And by the way, ABC is one of the worst, I have to be honest with you.
I will never not like that side of his personality, where he stands in front of somebody and just goes, by the way, you're a liar.
You're horrible, ABC News. The worst. One of the worst.
Well, where else has Biden walked there, Trump?
Anyway, he was riding his bike and fell over.
Now, usually I would say that, he talks about Biden too much, but in the context of that question, are we respected? He's asking as opposed to before you. So I would say it's okay to bring up the little comedy bits there in that situation. But I do like that. I like that he'll look at somebody and say, you guys are the worst. Whether it's true or not true.
Could you imagine being so... I feel like you got to be kind of brave to do that.
Yeah, no, he has no problem facing his critics because he creates a million critics. I mean, is he ever going to travel to Canada again? I have no idea.
They won't have me.
He has so many enemies that there's no way he can walk around without face-to-facing one of them once a day.
Well, I think he told that reporter, he goes, I chose you because I don't know you. I don't know who you are.
So I don't. I don't have any bad feelings towards you because I don't know you. A lot of it, he was asked, what's the other thing you have? Is it about whether he's going to bring this guy back?
Yeah, I thought this was the second most impactful.
This one
question
here
that was
is
asked.
just like he just won't. He's like, well, I could get him back, but I don't want to.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk. I could. You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency,
by the way, stop
you
for a
could call
second. Okay, here's the problem, though. The reporter should not be so breathlessly invested. Your job is just to ask the questions, and I believe you should be able to ask any question that you want to ask. But reporters should not be breathlessly invested. That sounds like somebody who's really mad at the president because he won't pick up the phone. And maybe when this reporter goes and votes, they can take those feelings with them and use that to decide how they're going to vote. But it's not proper reportage for the reporter to be getting, sort of worked up emotionally. At some point, you say, why don't you just do it?
Yeah, but Terry Moran speaks for me, though.
Yeah, no, Terry Moran is supposed to ask the questions that need to be asked, but it should be done from a rather neutral, objective point of view. And then let President or whoever else you're interviewing, let them get passionate. The interview is about the interviewee, not the interviewer.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk. I could. You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency, you could call up the president of El Salvador and say, send him back right now. And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that. But the court has he's ordered not. you to facilitate that. I'm not the one making this decision. We have lawyers that don't want to do this.
Yeah, he just said that Moran is correct there. You're the president. The buck stops there. You're the person who makes every decision.
No,
what
it's the lawyer.
What you should say is we don't think this is a good guy. And this is, if he was just being honest, we don't think this is a good guy, and we believe we have a loophole. My lawyers tell me that with the language from the Supreme Court being facilitate, we believe that we have a legal loophole. And between you and me, you're out there saying he's a great Maryland father. I believe he's a gang member. So as long as my lawyers tell me that I have a loophole, I'm going to use the loophole. Just say it, because that's basically what he said.
Sorry, is this the interview where he talks about the MS-13 being on his knuckles, and then he was telling him that's photoshopped?
Is it photoshopped?
Here's the thing. There is a picture of tattoos on this guy's knuckles. The interpretation is that they're that MS-13. Yeah. Somebody put MS-13 to correspond with the images that are on the knuckles. That was photoshopped. So they're kind of lying when they say, oh, but it was photoshopped.
Okay, hold on. Now, so do we know for a fact that that was simply a translation, the Photoshop, or the things on his knuckles?
We don't know that.
It shouldn't be hard to find out.
Right.
He's not from Mars. He's from Venezuela. So we should have people who can figure out what exactly these images mean.
The technicality exists in the fact that he does have tattoos on his knuckles, but the letters that were put on the image are Photoshopped.
As we go further than this, what I would say to people is there has to be due process. Everybody doesn't have to get an 18-month trial. You have to, if you're going to do this quickly, set up a special court.
Yep.
And basically, but you have to produce. A person has to be told what it is they're being accused of and should have at least 5 minutes apiece in front of a judge to say, look a little bit closer, judge. They've got this one wrong. You don't have to, this idea that you have to sit juries for everybody is ridiculous. You have to produce the body. You can't have essentially cops arresting people based on tattoos and then shipping them out of the country without there being producing this person in front of a judge. And again, you could set up a special court and you could just say, this is going to go like a conveyor belt. But if you did it that way, a handful of people will have been found to not be the right person or have this legal thing in their favor. But 95% of the people you put through this special court would end up going to wherever the hell you're going to send them. You got to remember, in this situation, he's sending them to a prison. So if you sending people to a prison that there doesn't appear to be any way to get out of. So if you're going to do that, even though you're upset about the way things are going, you got to make sure you don't send somebody who is in the wrong place at the wrong time. I got to tell you, I've looked into this guy in Venezuela. I don't think he's a Mr. Wonderful Maryland dad that he's being, but I do believe you should produce his body in front of a judge, tell him what he's being, accused of, and a judge needs to say it's okay to send this guy out of here. The second part is it okay to send somebody to a prison without a trial? Well, at least there was a judge involved. I can't go, I have no idea. When you send, and also you're sending people to a country that they're not from. So this guy's from Venezuela, you're sending him to an El Salvador prison that people never leave from. So when you know that that's what's going on, then on this end, you have to have some kind of special court. And you don't have to like it. You just have to preserve it so that if anybody in this country ever accuses you of something you didn't do, you have preserved the due process for everybody, which includes you and your loved ones and your children and everything.
And all Chicago Bulls fans.
And plus Chicago Bulls fans, because apparently this Trey whatever, I don't know if it's MS-13, but the other one, if you wear a Chicago Bulls hat, that identifies you as a gang member or a huge Michael Jordan fan. So, and I know not everybody was a Bulls fan, but I don't think people should go to a prison in El Salvador just for liking Michael Jordan. So they're doing a lot of this based on tattoos. There's another guy, the tattoo that they thought was a gang tattoo, he said it was for autism. It turns out his brother is autistic. And I looked at the tattoo. It's got the puzzle things like the autism thing always does. Now, does that mean he's not a gang? Sometimes you'd be a gang member with a heart of gold for your brother. But I don't think we want to be in a situation where essentially cops are arresting people based on tattoos and having the authority to send them to a prison that you can never leave. We need judges. It can be set up on a conveyor belt system. It could be a special court, but it needs to happen that way. And the reason you don't have to love it for these individual people, love it because it'll be there for you, unless you're just sure that you will never be accused of something that you never did. And that's not enough, because you should be worried about your loved ones being accused or your neighbor. I mean, if you don't like due process, then you're spitting in the face of the founders. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel, patriotic Republican? If you don't like all of these rules, then you're spitting in the face of the founders and saying they were not smart and they set it up the wrong way. Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on 285 on the west side.
Hey, good afternoon, Eric. Yeah, not a good afternoon, really, around Metro Atlanta. First travel advisory is on 285 northbound, the Interloop past Bolton Road, exit 13. 3 left lanes are blocked. You're stacked up as you leave I-20 downtown. Is going to be a parking lot, even if you want to use that as an alternate. If you're traveling at 285 northbound, the outer loop on the west side, stalled big rig in the second right lane into cab before Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. Now a travel advisory, 85 northbound up through Brookhaven, northeast Atlanta. Fire and police department activity in 3 left lanes, 85 north, North Druid Hills, exit 89. Use Buford Highway. We've also been watching a travel advisory in Alpharetta, Kobe Dawkins.
It's Georgia 400 northbound right at Windward Parkway, exit 11. Crash continues to knock out 3 left lanes, only 1 right lane getting by. Tough delay stretching back to Mansell Road. Use Highway 9 as an alternate. And this report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Shop seafood savings at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off sustainable wild-caught fresh halibut fillets with Prime through May 6th. While supplies last, shop in store or online, terms apply. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Mark Arum.
What did you do last week?
He knows Atlanta.
It hasn't happened here.
And Atlanta knows him.
I'm a simple man with simple needs.
Mark Arum.
Like the new boss comes in and says, we're starting all over here.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Trust is not just a word, it's an experience. When your home needs service, you can trust TE certified electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling. It's Chris Chandler. TE is the company I trust to fix any problem once and for all. Their 5-star customer experience means easy online scheduling, friendly technicians, and a lifetime workmanship warranty, so I can just sit back and relax.
TE certified, we love your home.
Dad, one more horsey ride, please.
This living room rodeo moment made possible by Emory Orthopedics and Spine Center. When Dad needed back surgery, he came to Emory. The difference? Emory's among the highest in patient satisfaction and best surgical outcome rates in the nation. And Emory uses the most advanced research developed by our top surgeons to get Dad's back surgery done right the first time. Giddy up. EmoryHealthcare.org/orthodifference.
It's still the greatest form of advertising, word of mouth. If we could bottle it and sell it, we'd be rich. But we can't. That's what keeps it honest. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All 4 Seasons. From garage doors to entry doors to windows, for every opening of your home, we've got you covered. Talk to your neighbors. Chances are we've worked on their home. They'll tell you all about their 5-star experience with All 4 Seasons. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, seasonsgarages.com.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Arum here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
If you're in the market as a home buyer or seller, there's a lot of noise out there and a lot of options. Should you find a company to buy your home, or accept a guaranteed cash offer, or do a traditional sale? Each of these has an upside and each has a downside. Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, founder of Clario Real Estate. My team and I can offer all of these, and we help our clients sort through these choices every day. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the next 6 to 12 months, we can give you clarity so you can decide with confidence. My team and I are the experts. We have helped hundreds of families move and are ranked in the top 5% nationally. At Clario Real Estate, we can provide clarity on the best approach for you. Oh, and I'm also the real estate expert and host of the show Inside Georgia Real Estate, airing right here every Saturday at 1 p.m. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and tune in this Saturday at 1 p.m. for more. Clario Real Estate, real clarity, real certainty for the real value of your home.
Don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free sale and pay nothing until 2027. Sale ends soon, only from Window Nation. Schedule your free estimate now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
Skeeters biting you? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
All right, slight correction. Many Venezuelans have been sent to El Salvador. That prisoner, the Maryland dad guy, the so-called Maryland dad, that Trump says is a gangbanger, is actually from El Salvador. Okay, I would not shut up during the last segment. We went long, so we don't have a lot of time here, but let's give some stuff away.
Yeah.
2 tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett on the It's a Nice Day to Torrigan tour. There you go. On Friday, May 9th at Ameris Bank Amphitheater. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at livenation.com. Alex Williams says there's a big jam on 285 in DeKalb.
All due to the stalled big rig in a center lane, 285 northbound Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34, jammed up from Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Travel advisory continues west side Interloop, 285 northbound before South Cobb Drive, exit number 15. Crash leaves only a right lane open. You're slow as you leave I-20. Think we're getting a little better on 400 in Alpharetta, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, that crash appears to have cleared Georgia 400 northbound at Windward Parkway, exit 11, but still seeing some delays back to Mansell Road. You can avoid it by taking Highway 9 as an alternate. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month. Enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
This is Scott Slade. Let's talk about how to improve your chances of living a longer, healthier life. For me, it's preventive medicine. My doctor saw one funky number in my lab work that eventually led to a diagnosis early enough so I still had options. You just got to have a medical professional looking at you every so often, especially when we're talking about heart disease, the nation's #1 killer. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation, like flying in an airplane. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries and most cancers at the earliest stage. And virtual imaging can scan your brain to see if you're in danger of a tumor, stroke, or even dementia. So don't put this off, especially with this offer from Virtual Imaging. For a limited time, they're offering you and your spouse a free heart scan. Yes, free with a few minimum requirements. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Hey, get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home for maximum value, and that's without the stress of listing your home on the market. Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, trying to sell your home can be overwhelming. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the entire hassle, get an all-cash offer, and close within days. That means no showings, no open houses, and the best part, no stress. Just go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be, and then you can start packing.
Your attic is like a 5-star resort to critters, and they're ready to move in. Dave Baker here for Breda Pest Management. If critters are creeping in your attic, better call Breda to get a highly trained expert to kick those critters out. Under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, if any critter returns, you're covered at no additional cost. Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. BREDA Pest.com.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, the Falcons facing a stiff fine from the NFL for the prank phone call made to Shedeur Sanders.
Sanders was sliding down the draft board last weekend when he got a phone call.
Hey, is this Shedeur?
The caller claimed he was the general manager of the New Orleans Saints and told Sanders they were about to draft him, then said he'd have to wait longer and hung up. The caller was actually Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbricht's son, who found Sanders' phone number on his father's open iPad.
CBS's Michael Wallace reports the Falcons are fined $250,000 and Coach Ulbricht $100,000. It is now 86 degrees in Atlanta. What are the storm chances the next few days? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A 35-year-old woman is dead, and police are searching now for a suspect after a murder in Gwinnett County.
It happened at a home in the 4100 block of Hillsborough Drive, just off Lee Road, south of Snellville. Corporal Ryan Winderweedle tells me it all started with a call to 911.
A juvenile in the home had called and said there was a domestic argument between a man and a woman in the house.
That argument led to the man killing the woman. Police haven't revealed her cause of death. The suspect then fled on foot.
It's believed this was a isolated incident between the suspect and the victim, who both knew each other.
The kids inside aren't related to the victim or the suspect. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Local civil rights groups speaking out today against President Trump's first 100 days in office.
That's the hallmark of this administration in its first 100 days: chaos, cruelty, and constitutional crisis.
ACLU of Georgia Executive Director Andrea Young says they are filing legal challenges across the country. In a speech Tuesday, Trump says he's had the most successful first 100 days of any administration in the history of our country. The U.S. economy shrinks in the first quarter of the year. CBS Money reporter Kelly O'Grady says analysts lay much of the blame on tariff uncertainties.
I don't want anyone to panic about that headline number because we still did see an increase in consumer spending. It wasn't as big as we've seen in the past, so consumers are pulling back a little bit.
When asked about the recent stock market volatility, President Trump says he inherited a mess from the Biden administration. The president says he's not taking credit for the Dow's good or bad performances and is only focused on turning around the U.S. economy. WSB Money update: stocks rebound late in the day. The Dow finishing up almost 142 points. The S&P is up 8. The NASDAQ finishes down 15 points. A new special victims unit launches in Gwinnett County.
The new
unit will serve victims of sensitive misdemeanor offenses, including sex crimes, vehicular homicides, stalking, pandering, and prostitution. Gwinnett County Solicitor General says the Special Victims Unit is a significant step toward ensuring every victim in Gwinnett County receives the attention and care they deserve, especially teens. The new team will also serve as the primary point of contact for all animal cruelty and neglect cases prosecuted in Gwinnett County State Court. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
The U.S. Senate passes a bipartisan bill to improve prison safety and security. The measure is co-sponsored by Georgia's John Ossoff and Tennessee's Marsha Blackburn. It would require the Department of Justice to implement a comprehensive strategy to help end sexual abuse in federal prisons. The bill now heads to the U.S. House. Former NFL quarterback John Elway is involved in a fatal golf cart accident at an exclusive club in California.
Witnesses say John Elway was driving a golf cart at the exclusive Madison Club in La Quinta when his longtime agent and business partner Jeff Spurbeck fell out of the golf cart and hit his head. Allie Simon saw it unfolding and says she saw John Elway.
Yeah, he was on the phone trying to call 911, call anyone.
Now the Riverside County coroner is confirming Spurbeck died from his injuries on Wednesday morning.
Alex Stone reports the Riverside County Sheriff's Office is now investigating. If you're thinking of running the AJC Peachtree Road Race this year, today is the last day to register. Registration closes at midnight or just before midnight at 11:59. More than 50,000 people take part in the 10K race on the 4th of July. It is now 4:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Still no better news on the west side Interloop, Bill. This travel advisory continues. 285 northbound, the Interloop between Bolton Road and South Cobb Drive. The crashes right on that bridge going over the Chattahoochee River. 3 left lanes are blocked. You're stacked up leaving I-20. Even heading into downtown is going to be slow with the connector northbound jammed in from Langford Parkway up to Freedom Parkway. Over on the east side, stalled big rig still in the center lane. 285 northbound, the outer loop before Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. Those delays stretch back to Church Street, exit number 40. Some better news on I-85 heading up through northeast Atlanta, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 85 northbound at North Druid Hills Road. At 89, that fire department activity has cleared. All lanes are back open. And southbound rides, you were slow starting at the Georgia 400 merge, getting into downtown towards I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy for this evening. An isolated rain shower or thunderstorm can't be ruled out. Dry after midnight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few pop-up storms in the afternoon. High 84. Friday, partly cloudy with scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms. High 82.
It's 87 at Peachtree Corners, 84 in Kennesaw, 83 in Fairburn. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Treated unfairly by the police? George Stein, the DUI lawyer, can help. GeorgeStein.com.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American
Je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free.
MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
All right, congratulations to Ben Black of Canton. Won 2 tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett on their It's a Nice Day to Torrigan tour. That'll be Friday, May 9th at Ameris Bank Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale right now at livenation.com. All right, Yamamoto, what's the buzz? Tell us what's happening.
The NFL has fined the Falcons $250,000 for the Shadir Sanders prank call and defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich $100,000 for what his son did as well.
Now, the question is, what's going on in the Ulbrich household?
He is one of the highest paid. I got in an argument out in the hallway with some of our coworkers.
You got into an argument? Did it come to fisticuffs? Was it ever close?
It was close.
You and Caiaccio, were you guys facing off again in the middle of the newsroom?
I think it was somebody else.
Caiaccio was a little tested. He's like, the Falcons are an embarrassment. I love them, but they're an embarrassment. I'm like, you know what? I mean, this guy, Jeff Ulbrich, our defensive coordinator, was a head coach last year. $100K.
He was interim head coach.
It's a big deal to lose $100K, but I think they'll be okay.
No,
nobody likes losing.
No, they'll be good, and he'll be good. And by the way, he didn't do very well as the interim head coach, but the coach getting fired. The Jets have been seen as being a very good defense. Now, the head coach that got fired, Robert Saleh, was also a defensive-minded genius. So how much of what the Jets were doing on defense were because of Ulbrich. So it might be possible that they have themselves a very good defensive coordinator, or it might be that Saleh was calling all the shots, because after he became the head coach, the team didn't do as well on defense. So we'll see. We'll see. My question is, like, in the Ulbrich household with the 21-year-old kid.
With Jax.
I mean, what are you doing? Like, what is the punishment that you give your 21? First of
all,
you're
grounded.
Yeah, he's 21. So basically, it's hey, when I die, there's going to be $100,000 less for you.
Yeah,
because ultimately you're paying this, because Ulbrich had no idea. Also, something nobody's talking about. So the idea, or no reason to doubt it, the explanation is that the kid was home like the Wednesday before the draft. Shadur Sanders had changed his phone number. They'd already sent out stuff to people with the numbers of the people they might draft. Sanders changed his phone number, or they got it wrong the first time, so they blasted out an email that went to everybody, all the coaches and everything. And so this kid, Jax, weird name, Jax, Jax Ulbrich, saw it on an iPad. He saw the email or whatever it was on an
Dad's
iPad. He goes,
iPad,
my prankster friends, I love that. He took it. He took it down. Here's the story nobody's talking about. How pissed off is Microsoft? How much money do they spend making their pad? What is their thing? Surface.
The Surface tablet.
The Microsoft Surface is supposed to be the pad of the NFL, and it turns out now that's just for TV. And once the coaches get home, they put it all on their iPads like everybody else.
They love to zoom, on the sideline. Anytime there's a Microsoft ad, they zoom in on the quarterback, looking with this offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah. Except when they get home, they go,
give me the iPad.
Give me the iPad. I'll get some work done.
I'm not gonna lie. I love when quarterbacks get so frustrated and they throw it. They throw it. They're like, screw the tablet.
As a Bills fan, one of the greatest moments in Bills history was when Josh Allen was just eating them up, and Bill Belichick taking his and just throwing it into them. It was. Do you know how much when he did that? That was like catharsis for every Bills fan who had been beaten by this guy over and over and over again for 20 years.
And then a season later, the offensive coordinator did that in the booth with his.
Oh yeah, ours.
Oh,
that was
right.
was against Miami. Somebody said this. I think I was watching. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Mike Florio, and it came up on their show. The answer to this is so easy that it corrects itself in 2025. When you make a pick, you Zoom them or FaceTime them. That way, you know it's the player, and the player knows it's you. This is very easily fixed, because a lot of people are being, in the last few years, this has happened to a lot of people, just that Sanders was the biggest name. So it's like, why hadn't people thought about this before? Because what we didn't know as fans before Sanders is, over the last few years, this has been happening to draft picks, where people call up and they goof on them, make them
make an example out of this kid. Is that why it's? I mean, that seems like a pretty harsh punishment. $100,000 for it.
No, I think
they had to do something.
They had. I mean,
they had to, because otherwise it would continue.
It's the Falcons organization I mean, I think it's light.
You do? Damn.
Yeah, I think it's light. I would have. I wouldn't have been surprised if they said the first 2 weeks of the season, the defensive coordinator, it's his job to safe vouch this stuff, to secure it, and he didn't do it. So, they usually do it with money because they can give that to charities and things like that. So, that's fine. But why hadn't the NFL figured out all we have to do in 2025 is you FaceTime the guy, and then everybody knows that it's real. Until AI takes over and you can, make yourself look like Roger Goodell.
Congratulations, you've been drafted by the Falcons.
Hey, already with Snapchat, you can use those filters on there, so you could have like a filter that looks like a coach anyway.
Yeah, well, they had that. I know there's the bunny filter and the
got
dog filter. Is there a coach filter?
Sure, there is.
You want to come to North Carolina?
That's another story that I pushed apart because I didn't want it to seem so.
Well, because you love Jack Black so much.
Yeah, I got to
get this Jack Black story.
This Jack Black, he just makes the culture better, doesn't he? What a guy who started out on the fringes, right? Like he was kind of an artsy, Tenacious D when it first started was a very kind of like out there concept. And Jack Black, I would say, he used to do stuff with Mr. Show and now he's just like the most mainstream of mainstreamable mainstreamers ever. And also he's got several $1 million. So maybe he's doing the right thing. Who the hell am I to say? But anyway,
let Kyle back in yet?
Huh?
Has he let Kyle back into the?
I don't know that they're doing anything. They're gonna let that kind of.
They could still do music together, probably like studio stuff, but I don't think they're publicly like. A
They just let it lie
anymore.
low.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Smith's
Yeah,
calling
exactly.
back. Everybody gets a chance. You just got to wait a little bit of time. So what is next?
Well, his song "Steve's Lava Chicken" from the Minecraft movie has made the Billboard Hot 100 at 78 overall, and it's the shortest song to ever make it this far on the list.
Yeah,
It's
34 seconds.
30
It doesn't surprise me. I'm sure it's dumber than
It's like a clip. It's not even a song.
a box of rocks.
You guys be the judge.
Okay, go ahead.
You hear that? That's the sound of sizzling. Mm-hmm. Smell that smell. La 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 lava. Chicken. Steve's lava chicken. Yes, tasty.
This is him phoning it in.
Now you're ringing the bell. Crispy and juicy. Now you're having a
He's making this up on the spot.
I like it.
You would. That's everything we've heard. There's nothing new from Jack Black there.
No.
The thing at the
And
end.
I like what he does.
I guarantee you, he went for lunch after that. It's like, I just made a bunch of money. I made it up on the
Cool.
spot.
That's cool. Don't you wish you could do that?
I do it every day, 4 hours a day. Make it up on the spot. But it's a little bit different. I don't think it's the same exact thing.
22 million streams on Spotify, that song.
It doesn't surprise me
But
because
it's
I
also
will
for
tell you
kids.
something.
Like the kids have access,
know.
just like Nick was saying. Like I have an Alexa in my kids' room.
Okay,
and so
good.
does he. And it's like the kids can ask it to play whatever they
Well,
want.
good for them. I'm glad they're having fun. I just wanted to let you know that this is something I've known for a while. This just being another example of it being an actuality. We've peaked. We're as smart as we're ever going to be right now. It is not possible. I'm telling you this right now. So just have fun. It is not possible at all. It's not possible for a generation that does nothing but scroll on their phones all day to give birth to a generation that is actually smarter than them. That's not possible. We are right now. We are as smart collectively. We are as collectively smart right now as we will ever be. We have peaked. It's, schools for years could have dove in and said, hey, you know what? These kids need to be taught not to say the word like every other word while they're speaking. And they decided, you know what? That's too much work. And they just let it go. And when you add this to emojis, no word actually being spelled completely out, it's just it. I'm not condemning it. I'm not celebrating it. I'm just telling you, a generation of people who walk around scrolling on their phones all day long, it is not possible that they give birth to a smarter generation than them. We are there. We are peaking. Collectively, we are as smart as we will ever be right now. So enjoy it. Alex Williams says the travel advisory continues on 285 on the west side.
Yeah, it's been this crash we've been watching for a little while now. 285 northbound, the inner loop past Bolton Road, exit 13. And as I speak, we're going to bring bring some better news for our listeners here. Now just a left lane blocked. 285 northbound past Bolton Road, exit 13. Still slow back toward Cascade Road, but hopefully that will start to improve. Over on the east side, they're holding all lanes right now to get this stalled big rig out of the center lane. 285 northbound, the outer loop, Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. Jammed up from Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Vehicle fire cleanup on the 285 eastbound inner loop to Roswell Road and Georgia 400. They're holding that ramp right now. And we're seeing a stalled big rig traffic trooper spotted on the 285 ramps to I-75 northbound in Cobb County. That's slowing the ride onto I-75. How is it once you get onto I-75, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 75 northbound, seeing you on and off the brakes starting at Delk Road, getting to Chastain Road, and then looking at 575 northbound. You're a little sluggish from Chastain Road, getting into Woodstock. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Storm season is bearing down on us, and that means power outage season is here too. Dave Baker here for Brightbox Electrical. Being stuck in a dark, hot home as storms start to fire up is no fun. That's why my friends at Brightbox Electrical, a Cool Ray company, are now offering $500 off a Generac home standby generator, and if you purchase now, you'll receive a 2-year maintenance and monitoring plan for free. So don't be left in the dark or the heat. Visit brightboxelectrical.com to schedule your appointment.
At Shane Company, we know getting engaged is a big decision. But once you know, you know. That's the way our customers feel when they choose a Shane Company engagement ring. They walk into a warm welcome and walk out with their dream ring, knowing they got it right. For almost 100 years, we've been offering personalized shopping experiences. And we're in it way past the honeymoon, with a free lifetime warranty that includes the center stone, cleanings, repairs, and resizing for life. Shop with us at shaneco.com or at your neighborhood store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Coming up from the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, a Delta classical concert featuring Tchaikovsky's delightfully atmospheric First Symphony. Winter Daydreams, May 15th and 17th at Symphony Hall. Details at aso.org.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, they just don't sell cars. They set the standard of amazing. Enjoy personalized service, a Starbucks cafe, and airport parking concierge, because you deserve more than just a car. Visit ButlerLexusSouthAtlanta.com or call 800-NEW-LEXUS today, because they value you.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill?
When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This one is from my one and only true love, Princess Peach. Peach.
Peaches.
Oh yeah, this was so different. Wait a minute, he's starting out low. I'll bet you he's going to end up slowly building and building and building until he's screaming like he's doing a rock show from 1972. Thanks, Jack Black. Haven't heard it before. Get rid of it. Do something new. I was a very big fan of that movie.
Peaches.
Basically, after High Fidelity, is that what that movie was? High Fidelity. That was the time to look in the mirror and go, "I'm Jack Black, and from now on, I'm going to do something different." It couldn't have gotten better than High Fidelity.
Not even School. What was School of Rock? Was School of Rock after?
School of Rock afterward. Okay, I'll say School of Rock.
School of Rock is more of Jack Black being Jack Black.
Yeah,
every movie that he's
it was
in
written for him.
Yeah, School of Rock is really just kind of like just one of those great middling movies. It's just well written, well acted, and
same writer as White Lotus.
Is it now? Look at that. Yeah. Although it's a movie. Is it now?
Is it now?
I like that.
Do tell. Well,
my stars.
I do declare.
I'll be.
Bust my button.
Excuse me. I don't have a lot of time here because
I know what you have a little time for.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
I do. Well, listen, I'm a very busy guy. 100 days. I'm busy today, meeting with business leaders, talking about the great economy to come.
Yes.
Not the one right now, the Biden economy,
the great
but
one.
the to come.
Yeah.
Well, I made a little parody for you yesterday.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I played it once. I should have played it more than once.
Should have. You know who liked it a lot? Christina Edwards. Your lovely,
I know.
talented
She likes Christina Edwards. Loved it very much. And
I loved that parody. I'm Christina Edwards.
Very nice.
You know what? We don't have a lot of time here, so I guess yesterday was the 100 days, but it was a good parody, so we'll play it again.
All right. Many people love me, some are terrified. The media, the haters, with fake news on their side. But then I spend 100 days with Elon's chainsaw at my side. And I cut stuff, and all the Democrats, they cried. Last year I won, I took the crown. The White House is my stage, and I'm not backing down. I should have fired that stupid judge who keeps on blocking me. I'll win the trade war with China. Just you wait and see. Go on now, watch. I've made it great. I'll bring the jobs back, make some deals, and we will dominate. I have got the power, and I have got the drive. In my first 100 days, you know that I will thrive. I will thrive. Oh, I will thrive. I slapped those tariffs, on China's goods, you see. 10%, 25%, they'll pay to deal with me. Our factories will roar. We'll build it here at home. How's that one, Eli? Did I do okay? Look, I think you should start using AI, really. I'm not that good of a singer. And look, we're doing great, okay? 100 days, everything's fine. Nobody needs to freak out. Everybody relax. I'm going to work out a deal with Xi, Zelensky, Netanyahu, Putin, whoever runs Hamas, and the Yemenis, the Houthis. Houthi. It's all I hear about. All right, gotta go. Goodbye.
And a little bit of news for everybody over on the east side, heading out of the Clarkston area up toward Tucker. They got that stalled big rig off to the right, 285 northbound, Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. We're in recovery mode now from the Stone Mountain Freeway. Crash still in the left lane, 285 northbound, the inner loop north of Bolton Road, exit 13 over on the west side. That's slowing you back to Highway 166, Langford Parkway. Brake lights aplenty through downtown, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 75-85 northbound rides start to pack in at Langford Parkway, getting past 17th Street. And 85 southbound, you're dealing with a stall, knocking out the HOV lane right at 17th Street. And you find no relief until you get to I-20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Some things get better with age, but not your home siding and windows. If your house is showing its age and needs a facelift, it's only going to get worse. New siding and windows are the perfect fix. Dave Baker here for my siding and window experts, Nelson Exteriors. With Nelson Exteriors, you choose the window that's right for your home and budget from many top-rated manufacturers like Anderson and M. am I. And Nelson is a licensed and insured James Hardy Elite Preferred Siding contractor. For unmatched quality and craftsmanship, Google Nelson Exteriors.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Spring is in the air, and a lot of us are looking at things to spruce up our homes, from tweaking or landscaping, a little bit of paint. But how's your roof looking? This is Scott Slade. A new roof can dramatically improve the look of your home. Lots of uncertainties in the economy right now, so my roofer, FGA Roofing, has put together an offer you should consider. They call it the 000 plan. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments for 12 months. With FGA Roofing, you can get a quote in just a few days and your roof installed in just a couple of weeks. And you can wait to pay until it fits your timeline. FGA Roofing specializes in slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, as well as architectural roofs. The experts at FGA Roofing can lay out all the options for you, whether your roof is aging out or you just want a designer upgrade for your home, or both. FGA Roofing, where you'll get first-rate installation and quality service, always. Just search FGA Roofing to get started with a free quote today. That's FGA Roofing.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story, a DeKalb County doctor accused of sexually assaulting patients.
The indictment says Dr. Myu Kyun Kim inappropriately touched 7 women during acupuncture therapy at his Doraville office. DeKalb DA Sherry Boston says, quote, doctors take an oath to act in the best interests of their patients and to do them no harm. Dr. Kim is accused of doing the exact opposite. Doing acupuncture in Georgia requires a license and board certification, and applicants must be, quote, of good moral character. Prosecutors believe there could be more victims. The 70-year-old Kim is jailed without bond. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
86 degrees in Atlanta. Warm and muggy with pop-up storms the next couple of days when we could see widespread rain. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Following the prank phone call at the NFL draft, the Falcons are penalized by the league. The team fined $250,000, and defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich is also fined $100,000. The 21-year-old son of Ulbrich admits to making the prank call to Shedeur Sanders. He pretended to be the general manager of the Saints, telling Sanders they were about to draft him. Jax Ulbrich got Sanders' phone number off his father's open iPad at their house. A Spalding County jury hears opening statements in a stunning child abuse trial of 2 parents accused of starving their son. Here's a report all new at 5 o'clock.
His adoptive parents didn't want him. That's what the prosecutor says about the 10-year-old boy found wandering his neighborhood in May 2023, weighing just 37 pounds, wearing size 5T clothes. Defense lawyers contend the Schindleys did their best as parents. Samira Napper tells jurors Krista tried to get the boy help but was overwhelmed. Witnesses say the emaciated boy begged not to be sent back home, saying his parents hated him. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
New at 5 o'clock, an Atlanta HVAC technician is among 19 people arrested in a 4-day operation targeting child predators. The GBI says Operation Lights Out was a proactive online undercover investigation coordinated by the Georgia Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. The goal was to identify people who engage in sexually explicit communication with children on the internet and then travel to meet the child for the purpose of having sex. Among those arrested, 38-year-old Kevin Adosamwan of Atlanta. Georgians respond to the first 100 days of President Trump's second term.
It shows Georgia voters are very deeply divided over Trump's first 100 days in office.
Atlanta Journal-Constitution political reporter Greg Bluestein says a new AJC poll has Trump's approval rating at 43%.
Does not mean that his agenda is derailed or anything like that. It does mean that there's deep concerns about where the direction he's taken the country.
The poll finds 2/3 of Georgia voters say tariffs are having either a small or major effect on their household budget. Some local civil rights groups have harsh words for President Trump.
Trump calls the past 100 days the most successful of any administration, but standing on the steps of Big Bethel AME, the oldest black church in the city, ACLU of Georgia Executive Director Andrea Young disagrees.
We hope to mitigate the cruelty of this administration. We have filed over 100 legal actions, a number that grows daily, to fight back against the lawlessness.
Young encourages people to continue to organize and speak out. On Auburn Avenue, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Some good news if you're in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV.
Ford Motor says it will not increase sticker prices on its vehicles in May, as it previously planned to do. That is, until it sees how other automakers respond to the higher costs caused by the Trump tariffs. Now, Ford CEO says the automaker will detail just how much the Trump tariffs will increase its costs when it reports first quarter earnings this coming Monday, the 5th of May. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
It is now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Brand new trouble out of northwest Atlanta into Cobb County. Crash, second left lane, 75 northbound, Cumberland Boulevard. Exit number 258. That is adding to the pressure and the brake lights as you try to make your way up from Moores Mill Road. Southbound into town, just had trouble clear out of the HOV lane. 85 southbound right at 17th Street. You stack in from the 85 400 merge about 25-30 minutes from there for the trek down to I-20, with northbound really jammed in from Langford Parkway up to Peachtree Pine Street. Finally, better news on the west side inner loop. Crash all gone. 285 northbound just past Bolton Road, exit 13. Lingering delays, though, back toward Langford Parkway. And we uncovered a crash on the south side, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, and it's in Hateville, 75 south at Central Ave, exit 239. That crash knocks out one left lane, causing delays getting to I-285. Delays free up a bit until you get to I-675, getting to Highway 2081. Northbound rides leaving Locust Grove. Rides start to slow at Bill Gardner Parkway, getting to Jodico Road. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies for this evening, warm and muggy with a stray pop-up shower possible, but drying out after midnight. Lows will settle to the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few more pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 84. Friday, partly cloudy through the afternoon with scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 82. A cold front will swing through on Saturday, sparking up widespread rain showers and a few thunderstorms Saturday morning into the evening hours. Saturday's high is 78, drying out on Sunday with a high of 77.
82 in Sandy Springs, 84 in Covington, 86 in McDonough. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Hour 3, 5 o'clock hour. That means it's time for the 5 o'clock hour keyword for the WSB 5K. No, not the whistle. It's not. It's not. Yeah, dabba do. It's the WSB.
Everybody's
working for. I don't want to work. I just want to bang on these drums all day. Gonna hang around the shanty mama and put a good buzz on.
I love that.
It's the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. This hour's keyword is credit. 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 Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win. Again, that keyword is CREDIT, and that spells credit.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
I deserve the credit for all the success of the von Hessler Doctrine. I'm not saying I agree with you. Just ask for a sample sentence.
That is using.
That just happened to come from your brain.
That's all. That's all.
You are using the keyword correctly there. That's
I
good.
don't. Hey, look who's here. Let's do this. Squirrel.
It's time for Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe.
Lost another one.
Another one bites the dust.
Well, lost another one, but that's okay. Most of your patients don't flatline.
You gotta look at it that way. Most airplanes don't crash.
That's right.
There you go.
Glass half full.
That's right.
For heaven's sakes. All right, Dr. Joe is here because it's Wednesday, and this is radio, and we believe in alliteration. So it's Wellness Wednesday. And this dude is a chiropractor, but he's also, what is your nutritional thing? Do you have a name for nutrition? Can I call you what are you with the nutrition?
Anybody can be a nutritionist, but I'm double board certified in nutrition.
else are you?
I have a BS in nutrition. I'm a retired dietitian.
You have a BS in that. That doesn't sound good.
A lot of BS, yeah.
It sounds like you're full of nutrition.
A little fiber will clean that up, though, yeah. So it's okay. And I promote fiber, so that's why, yeah.
That's right. Fiber. By the way, you can have too much fiber.
Absolutely.
You can have too much of anything.
Too much of anything.
You have too much water.
You can never have too much of the von Hessler Doctrine.
No, you cannot.
I OD'd on it the other night.
Did you have Radio Narcon?
I did. Thank God.
It's 2 Narcon jokes in one Doctrine episode.
Wow.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. So what are the health-related types of stories for Dr. Joe?
Love this first story from the Telegraph here.
I don't care how much you're in love with this story.
Well,
why don't you just go ahead and marry it?
I just
I got him.
Yeah. I want Dr. Joe's approval out of this, and I want his blessing from this. But apparently,
is he a priest now?
A new study.
I was raised Catholic. I can give blessings.
Yeah.
A new study from Fudan University in Shanghai says that champagne protects your heart from cardiac arrest. Yes, thank goodness.
All right. Can I just say, in the overall messaging about alcohol has changed outside of this story. The other stories I'm seeing is like, no, what they're finding out is you should never, ever, 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 ever once in your life drink alcohol.
Right.
Like, have you seen these headlines? It's like 1 drink of alcohol, you lose 2 years.
Yes.
It seems kind of ridiculous.
Toenails fall off, everything.
Yeah, we're not doing that one, but I'm just saying, don't get too excited, Jared, because this is a gem in the middle of a dung pile for you as far as the news on alcohol lately.
Between the dolphins and the pufferfish, the chimps eating the fruit, and now champagne protects the heart. This is a great day.
Now, this sounds like nonsense to me, where they found one little kernel of truth, but it doesn't really apply in the real world.
If you read the article,
which he doesn't. He just
the problem is I have to sign up for it. I can read the first paragraph, and it says,
no,
it's good.
Archive.is. Yeah, what I had to do is I had to research it because I don't sign up for it either. You send me and then I just type it in Google, and then it brings
that's what I do. Whenever there's a paywall, I just take their headline, type it into Google, and find somebody else who has the same story.
You guys are killing journalism.
Well, once in a while, if it's an exclusive, then nobody else has it. But I'm not going to pay you to give me a Reuters story.
What about those great writers over at the Atlantic that are struggling right now?
Because
the
great writers
of you
at the Atlantic.
You guys are going around them.
If that's what you call great writing, enjoy your reading.
Well, what the article says is that champagne, along with lots of fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and a healthy diet, can actually reduce your risk of heart disease.
So it's not in a vacuum,
right?
So you can't be having your last class at 4:30 in the morning and waking up at 7:30 to go to work and expect that your heart is protected.
I just want Dr. Joe to get drunk with us one time. I want to see him enjoy.
It's not going to happen. Don't worry about it.
I've never seen Jared drunk.
You've never seen? Really? Gosh.
What?
No,
Not
I've
even
never
a
seen
little
you.
bit?
No, I think maybe that one Christmas party that you and Christina got in an argument after I left. I might have seen the beginnings. That was when Atlanta United won. It was raining like hell.
Left her there.
Yeah, that was the same one that I left, and my wife on the way home said, I know you're an idiot and you don't pick up on these things, but there's something going on between Greg and Autumn. And I went, get out of here. We've known each other forever.
Well,
and it turned out to be true for a moment.
Women have a bigger corpus callosum than men.
No, they don't. How dare you? Oh boy, here we go. It's like gender swapping at Disney. Oh, that's right. Women are so great.
Autumn wants to know what's bigger.
Okay,
Yes.
what's the corpus?
It's the connection between your left and right hemisphere.
Oh, okay.
in your brain. So,
they can jump around.
That's why we can walk so well.
Now that you can process more
It
information.
is, because you go back and forth. You
As
balance.
you get older, your corpus
Left,
callosum
right.
No, it
gets
is.
bigger.
She's right. Have you ever seen her do the book on the head thing?
Does she really?
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Great posture.
Amazing. Then when she stands up, even better.
Wow. Got her too.
That was an uncalled for sex joke.
Zing.
Thank you. All right.
Now, so as men get older, our corpus callosum actually gets smaller, so we process less information between left and right hemispheres. Women's corpus callosum gets bigger, so they can process more information.
If only they were thinking about things that were important.
Well, that's the other thing.
Rather than remembering why they hate the girl down the street.
Or us. Yeah.
Or men.
What is
Yes.
impressive is like when you're like going back into like a series you're watching, like Tina, for example, can remember every character and every
Yes.
detail, and I'm like, wow, you remember all the
Yeah,
way
it's
back
like
from
my
like
wife-
season. I cannot remember that
My
stuff.
wife can remember every house that was flipped on all 750
Yeah.
shows that she watches about houses being flipped. I don't know how. I've been with my wife for 38 years. Somebody I can't understand. How can a person for a decade straight just watch hours of flipping house shows? How are you not bored? But you know what? I love her dearly.
There you go. Yes.
I
And
talked to my lawyer. I said, "Can I get a divorce based on the fact
Yeah.
that she watches all these house flipping shows?"
Yeah.
And he said, "You're not going to do very well in that
Well,
one."
she
I was
told
like,
me-
"Well, I'll get acclimated to it."
She's told me she's fond of you too.
I love her dearly. This is what you do with your loved ones. You complain about stuff.
I wouldn't
She would
know.
say the same thing. She walks downstairs and I'm watching some guy in his basement talk about something on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
You know,
What
which
John
to her
Lennon
seems,
meant. Yeah.
to her, just she doesn't get the YouTube thing at all. I mean, still in 2025, she's like, that looks horrible. There's no good lighting. There's no, what is it? She doesn't understand how I can watch people in their offices talk about things on
Why
YouTube.
is he watching these fat guys on Skype? What's going on?
No, I'm not watching Newsmax.
That's Dr. Joe.
Yeah, that's me.
I watch no interesting news, as you can tell from my commentary over the last couple of years. I don't have any idea what the hell I'm talking
Entertaining, though.
about. That's all that matters.
Insightful and entertaining.
You know what? If we had another billboard at the bottom, it would say the Von Hessler Doctrine, entertainingly stupid.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect. New catchphrase.
And I would be so proud of that.
Yeah, so champagne, sorry, Jared. And you know, champagne can only come from one place. You know that. Everything else is just sparkling
Yeah, that's
wine,
all.
right?
Yeah, well, or Prosecco, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can't call it.
Prosecco's good,
You
too.
can't call it. Well, it's the same thing. You just can't call it champagne unless it comes from the Champagne region
in France, right?
of France, right? So it's one of those
Yeah.
Kleenex situations.
So as long as you're eating a totally pure life and you have a glass of champagne, you will reduce your risk
I
of
had
heart
my
disease.
carrots earlier. The way I look at it is if I have a vegetable with my champagne, I'm doing things
Even
right.
better.
You know what's simple?
Yeah, don't chew it on the air anymore.
By
yeah.
the way, that is true. You are a loud chewer.
I can't help it. They're carrots. They're loud.
When I was off for that week, I got a text from Tim Andrews in the middle of the show. This guy is the loudest chewer I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, yeah, I know.
I
but-
don't believe that's word for word what I said.
No, there was something in there.
We have to be cleaner on there.
But that's good comedy when he says it this way. Yeah.
So that is true.
Listen, I'm trying to make sure that I take care of myself.
Well,
okay?
nobody's talking about what you're eating.
Blanch them.
Nobody's saying they're saying it. You
Puree.
can't, I don't know if you don't close your lips completely or whatever, but you eat in such a way that it's loud.
No, so I have loud foods.
No,
if
no.
If I were to bring yogurt in here, you would not
You
hear
could
me
make
eat yogurt.
pudding loud as aggressively
I
as
would
you
not. No.
That
That
is
almost sounds like a compliment of somebody's looks. Honey, you can make pudding loud. Alex Williams says there's better news on 75 in Northwest Atlanta.
That's right, Eric. We had a crash 75 northbound at Cumberland Boulevard, exit 258. A Good Samaritan helped push the cars off to the right. Everything is back open. You're going to be on and off the brakes as you leave Northside Drive, Howell Mill. Once you get outside the perimeter in Cobb County, it's slow from Delk Road up into Kennesaw. Now on the south side, I'm watching them hold all lanes near the International Terminal. 75 southbound Central Avenue, exit number 239 as they try to get a crash out of the HOV lane. That's putting extra pressure on the ride into Clayton County, and checking on a new slow zone in Lithonia, 20 eastbound at Turner Hill Road, exit 75. How's the ride I-20 on the west side of town, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 20 westbound seeing you on and off the brakes, leaving 285 getting past Lee Road, and this report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you,
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news
They
source.
had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by
When
them.
you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in. And that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Enter now at overheaddooratlanta.com. You can't win if you don't enter. Go to overheaddooratlanta.com.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level. With teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
All right. More Wellness Wednesday stories for the iconic the iconoclast himself, Dr. Joe.
You say gynecologist. Where you go with that?
Gynecoloclast? The gynecoloclast himself, Dr. Joe.
There is a bizarre new pink kneecap wellness trend that's taking over Asia and crossing into the United States. Essentially, this trend.
Is it coming over the?
I hope legally.
Yeah. Is that called the Bering Strait or something? Is that how it's coming over?
I think so. I think that's how the trend's
like
getting
the
over.
humans got
Sure.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, these pink kneecaps make your knees look younger. That's the idea behind the trend. But it's like
Okay, so this is just for aesthetics. This is just they don't make you healthier.
No, it
somehow
just makes you feel.
How
You
do
know
you
where
get-
this might be coming from a little bit?
Yes.
Is women who are getting Botoxed and filled in their faces, and then other places still look old. So like Demi Moore when she was on the red carpets, and she was looking a certain way, and like, look how young she looked, and then her knees still look like Granny's knees.
No one's
Yeah,
looking
I
at
have
your
to say
knees.
something about. I find knees to be just not attractive.
They're just knees.
I
not a
know,
fetish.
but I just like.
Would you say you don't need them?
I know. She's fired.
Put a cap on there.
So,
Yeah, is there no room to bend? Come on.
Saving a heck of a lot of money now. Yeah.
ACL. So,
Good one. Gotcha.
Put
a cap on
when
that.
you see pretty women and they just I don't know, it's a thing, just to wear, no hosing or anything like that and just show the knees. To me, knees ruin everything. There are very few women that I've seen where I've gone, man, so beautiful and great knees too.
Yeah.
And I just think knees are just goofy looking. It's like
I
noses.
like knees when they bend the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
That's when they're hot.
It's like really when you think about it, it's like earlobes and noses. They're all kind of freaky looking, but we see the ears and the nose all the time.
That's
You're not
symmetry.
always seeing somebody. This is why I don't wear shorts in public. My knee. I don't want. There's nothing wrong with my knees compared to other people's knees, but they're just weird.
Would you pink knees?
They freak me out. How do you get pink knees? What do you do? Do
They
you
have
rub
this.
off the skin?
It's non-permanent tattoos that they put on there, and they also. It's not just knees.
Oh,
You can do elbows, armpits, heels, scalp, and
Armpits?
genitals.
really? That must be
Yes.
fun.
Genitals.
Yes. Genitals.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, for the non-Jewish people.
Isn't it
Sounds
already pink?
It's like you sounded like Ed Sullivan or something.
Genitals.
The genitals.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. They're genital.
Well, I saw a
Wanna
clip.
hold your gland.
I saw a clip.
That was funny.
I saw a clip of Ed Sullivan later. I think what did his show on to like 71 or something,
Something like that, yeah.
And like the guy never. I saw Jerry Lewis once on Letterman. And he said that back then, people said that that Ed Sullivan was an example of, like, they would say dead people have more talent than Ed Sullivan. Like, he didn't really have much going for him when he was, but as he got older, you could see it on his show. I mean, this guy would never get a job now as a television presenter.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
How did he get the job in the first place?
started
Did he
in
want
radio.
someone on the radio?
He had a radio show. I believe it was called Toast of the Town in New York City. And so I think he did it from one of the big clubs there or something like that. So he became a presenter. And as TV rolled in, it was the radio folks who got the first shot. But I was watching, it was like, wow, this guy is, it's uncomfortable to watch this guy
no
on
talent.
television.
Yeah.
None. I just love that line. Dead people have more talent than Ed Sullivan. All right, quickly, what's another
So
story?
you're not going to get these pink kneecaps, Eric?
No, I don't think so.
Genital scalp?
I'll wear my long pants.
Okay.
As I do. I wear shorts around the house on the weekend. You got to come by to see my knees.
What freaks you out more? People that have bad breath or knees?
Oh, breath.
Okay.
Oh, breath. I can put up with
Because
the knees.
I've never heard the knee argument here. I've never heard you say that you dislike the knees. I know about the breath.
You know, it's just like you see a pretty girl in a sundress. Like, oh my goodness, I remember why it's good to be alive. Look at that beauty, and then you look down at the knees. And go, ooh.
Cancel that.
It's like seeing the infrastructure behind the cool stage.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Backstage. Ugly knees.
I'm just not a fan of knees. It's okay. It hasn't stopped me. I married a woman with knees.
She has knees, too.
She has two knees.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Oh, yeah. You want me to remind people
so
that
people know.
it's the 5 o'clock hour, and it's the keyword for the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz for this hour is CREDIT. That spells credit. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win. Alex Williams says there's a crash, unfortunately, on I-20 in Lithonia.
That's right, Eric. We see it on the jam cam. They are knocking out that left lane, I-20 eastbound, Turner Hill Road, exit 75. Already slow back to the mall at Stonecrest. Until they can clear that, delays are going to continue to slow for the drivers trying to make that commute out into Conyers. Over on the west side, 20 westbound, it's sluggish out of West Atlanta into Lithia Springs. And also, we still have a gas main repair. This is in Gwinnett County, impacting Lawrenceville Highway, Highway 29 southbound at Huff Drive. Only one lane is open, so be mindful of that. Some better news on I-75 in Hapeville. Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 75 southbound at Central Avenue, exit 239. Earlier trouble has cleared, and those delays are quickly improving. And also dealing with some traffic signal issues on South Fulton Parkway right at Stonewall Tell Road. So treat that as a four-way stop. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system maker and model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
With our weather extremes, I wanted windows that would stand the test of time. Hi, it's meteorologist Glenn Burns, and I found them. I love my Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows. I was blown away. They're energy efficient and incredibly durable. 8 times stronger than vinyl, so they last. Experience the fiberglass difference in your home or in their new Alpharetta showroom.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Remember that first paycheck when you started working all those years ago? You looked at the net amount and thought, whoa, what happened here? Ah, the joy of taxes. It could be this way with your retirement accounts. You know how much you've saved, but if you haven't planned for Uncle Sam, you could come up short in retirement. With tax laws constantly changing, there's a lot you need to know to make sure you're not paying more than your fair share. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the Lloyd Advisory Group can help you create a plan that shows you how taxes could affect you now and in the future. Set up your tax strategy session with Mark and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group now. Call 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Make sure you know how these changes could affect you so you can avoid some of those whoa moments in retirement. Call 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services offered through Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter here for my good friends at PalmettoSleep.com. Let's talk about a serious business, sleep apnea. I suffer from it, and whether you've been diagnosed with it or afraid you have it, I have the solution. Palmetto Sleep is here to give you your life back. They make it easy to get help for sleep apnea because living without a good night's sleep is simply no way to live. Palmetto Sleep offers a custom-fitted oral appliance that opens your airway so you naturally breathe the way nature intended. The best part is they offer virtual consultations and in-home sleep testing. No overnight stays at Sleep Center. Plus, Palmetto Sleep has all the doctors that you will need. Most appointments are virtual, and it's all covered by your private medical insurance. Don't suffer from another sleepless night or daytime fatigue like I do. Visit PalmettoSleep.com now. Visit PalmettoSleep.com. That's PalmettoSleep.com.
Your home, your biggest investment, deserves protection. But with damaged siding or a failing roof, you're leaving it vulnerable. Imagine leaks damaging your walls, drafts driving up energy bills, or even worse, mold threatening your family's health or well-being. With top-quality siding and roofing solutions from Pacific Exteriors, don't wait for the storm to prove your roof or siding isn't enough. Contact Pacific Exteriors today for a free, no-obligation estimate. Together, we'll restore your home's strength and beauty. Pacific Exteriors, LLC.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Our top story, the impact of tariffs on Americans. Reporter Karen Travers at the White House says President Trump is indicating there will be impacts.
President Trump has said before there would be short-term disturbances and transition costs from his trade and tariff policies. But today he acknowledged for the first time prices could go up and some Americans might have to do with less as a result of the trade war with China.
You know, somebody said, oh, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, you know? And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But we're not talking about something that we have to go out of our way.
A new Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll shows President Trump's approval rating in Georgia falls to 43%. AJC political reporter Greg Bluestein says the president gets mixed reviews for the first 100 days of his second term.
It's not all that surprising. I mean, his approval ratings have dodged and bobbed around that level for years, and it hasn't stopped him from winning Georgia, not just in November, but also back in 2016.
The poll shows 2/3 of Georgia voters say tariffs are having either a small or major effect on their household budget. It is 86 degrees in Atlanta, the trend of only the pop-up storms for a few more days, and then there could be widespread showers. When do those arrive? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A Doraville acupuncturist is indicted on sexual assault charges. 70-year-old Dr. Miu Kian Kim of Norcross is accused of sexually assaulting several of his patients. 2 female patients reported Dr. Kim touched them inappropriately during treatment sessions, and he was arrested in February. And additional charges were filed in March after more alleged victims came forward. The investigation remains open. The DeKalb County District Attorney's Office believes there could be more victims. 2 people are wounded after shots are fired during a traffic stop in northwest Georgia.
During an attempted traffic stop on Outlet Center Drive, a vehicle accelerated towards a DEA agent in what appeared to be a deliberate act. In response, the agent opened fire, hitting both occupants, that man and woman being treated for their injuries. The DEA was working in coordination with Calhoun Police at the time of the incident, and the FBI has since taken over the investigation with support from the GBI. Authorities have not released details on what led up to the confrontation, but did confirm that no federal agents or police officers were injured. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Police hunt for a murder suspect in Gwinnett County. The suspect killed 35-year-old Tiffany Trim, who was found at a home on Hillsborough Drive in Snellville this morning after a child called 911.
The juveniles in the house were unharmed and were unrelated to either the suspect or the victim.
Gwinnett Police Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says the woman and her accused killer did know each other. A new team helps serve victims of sensitive crimes in Gwinnett County.
The Gwinnett County Special Victims Unit will include an assistant solicitor general, investigators, victim advocates, and trial assistants. The unit allows the office to triage sensitive cases like sex crimes, stalking, and prostitution more efficiently. It's designed to address the unique challenges these cases present, especially those involving teens. The Gwinnett County Solicitor General says the unit enhances the office's legal response and reaffirms its commitment to compassionate and effective justice. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
A longtime agent for NFL star John Elway is dead after falling out of a golf cart Elway was driving. Jeff Spurbeck died after hitting his head. Elway, Spurbeck, another business partner, and their wives were leaving the Stagecoach Music Festival on Saturday when Spurbeck fell. He died today. Police in California have launched an investigation into the incident. Following that prank phone call at the NFL draft, the Falcons today are fined $250,000 by the NFL. The son of Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich got the phone number for Shedeur Sanders off his father's open iPad and later called Sanders, pretending to be the general manager of the Saints. In addition to the team fine, Ulbrich is slapped with a $100,000 fine. It is 5:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Sounding another travel advisory, this time heading out toward East Atlanta and DeKalb County on I-20 eastbound, just east of the downtown connector at Boulevard exit 59. Crash knocking out 2 to 3 center lanes, already slow back to Lowry Boulevard. We already know that's just going to add to the rough delays through downtown. If you're heading out I-20 eastbound toward East Atlanta, you can use Memorial Drive as an alternate. Now out in DeKalb County, we're still jammed up I-20 eastbound through Lithonia, starting back towards Panola Road due to a crash that is in the left lane at Turner Hill Road, exit number 75. 75 northbound, heading up through Cobb County. You're seeing the tough delays starting at Delk Road for the ride up to I-575. How are things looking on Georgia 400, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it's definitely slow. Georgia 400 northbound, leaving the perimeter, getting past the North Springs MARTA station, and those rides free up a bit until you get into Alpharetta. Seeing you sluggish starting at Mansell Road, getting past Windward Parkway. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fierce
skies for this evening, warm and muggy with a stray pop-up shower possible, but drying out after midnight. Lows will settle to the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few more pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 84. Friday, partly cloudy through the afternoon with scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 82. A cold front will swing through on Saturday, sparking up widespread rain showers and a few thunderstorms Saturday morning into the evening hours. Saturday's high is 78, drying out on Sunday with a high of 77.
81 in Doraville, 85 in Milton, and 84 in Jonesboro. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
You got your termites billed and they raised your rate again. Switch to Breda Pest Management and your rate's locked in for 10 years. BredaPest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Guys, if you're having ED or performance issues and Viagra and Cialis haven't worked, you need to come see Choice Men's Health. Give us a call or visit us online at choicemenshealth.com. Get your love life back and choose Choice Men's Health.
Preparing to sell your home can be costly and time-consuming. Skip the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Rich Chandler. Say goodbye to the stress that comes with showings, open houses, and costly home repairs. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate will sell your home fast and for maximum value. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home for top dollar. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Don't let a DUI conviction cost you your career. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Dad, one more horsey ride, please.
This living room rodeo moment made possible by Emory Orthopedics and Spine Center. When Dad needed back surgery, he came to Emory. The difference? Emory's among the highest in patient satisfaction and best surgical outcome rates in the nation. And Emory uses the most advanced research developed by our top surgeons to get Dad's back surgery done right the first time. Giddy up. EmoryHealthcare.org/orthodifference.
Dave Baker here for Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Let's talk garage doors. Your garage door, is it too loud? Does it let outside air in around the frame? Overhead Door Company of Atlanta will make it all better this month only, and for only $79, they'll perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year anyway, so why not now and for just $79? Schedule now at overheaddooratlanta.com.
So apparently Kamala Harris is going to have a speech tonight, and she's going to address Trump. Why? Why?
Running for governor of California.
Yeah, but that can't be for another year and a half. This is how she's going to be elected governor of California so that she can
I'm pre-governor.
Stand up to
pre-governor. Did you hear Tim Walz earlier on why he was put on the ticket with Kamala?
Yeah, go ahead. This is absurd.
I was on the ticket. I would argue because we did a lot of amazing progressive things in Minnesota that improved people's lives. But I also was on the ticket, quite honestly, because I could code talk to white guys watching football, fixing their trucks.
Stop. That's why you lost. That's why you lost, because you treat people as if they are animals in a zoo. I can code talk.
Yeah, get out of here.
I'm about to be 61 years old. There's no code. People just talk. Honestly, that is exactly why they lost. We need to get somebody who can speak to white men in Middle America who like football. What do you mean, like the most popular sport in the history of the world?
Yeah.
You need to find somebody in your ranks who understands how to speak to somebody who likes football.
And you couldn't. We all saw through it.
You were not good. Yeah, no one thought, oh, he's the guy we want to have over for a football watch. I mean, is it really? Just if a politician can come along that just deals with people as people. If I was a politician, I would tell everyone around me, I don't want to know anyone's demographic about anything. These are the 3 things I want to do. If the people reject me, that's cool. But if they elect me, these are the 3 things. And the 3 things are because I think that they will be good for the overall country, and I kind of think that a rising tide lifts all boats. Doesn't make everybody a billionaire. But the idea, what's my tailored message and code to white guys that like football? And now, hey, we're going to a black church next week. What's my tailored message? How about, I know people you could talk to, the American people. How about talk about the things that we share, aspirations? Well, no, you're going to talk to, we'll be at a synagogue, so here's your Jewish message.
Shalom.
It's like, it's just absurd. If it's good for America, then my job as a politician is to convince you that it's good for you, no matter who you are.
Well, you're always talking about, Eric, how you want a good governor from the Midwest, and Tim Walz is that guy.
Oh, you know that I am.
It's like
He's
they've taken like this research thing that I guess is valuable to a certain degree, and it's taken center stage. First, look at the country as 17 different demos, as opposed to one thing, Americans. Anyway, I ain't never running, because no one's going to tell me to stop having a gummy from time to time. So I ain't got what it takes to run, but it'd be nice if somebody would just say, I have one message for everybody. And I'm going to run a campaign where I'm going to let people know that if you don't elect me, that's cool. These are my ideas. If you elect me, we'll do these things. If you don't elect me, you know what? I'll bow to your wisdom. Maybe it wasn't the right thing for you. I certainly wouldn't run as if, oh my God, this is so desperate. We have to win or else the end of the world's coming in. All right, what do we got for Dr. Joe?
All right, well, I know that a lot of people take ayahuasca as a wellness supplement.
Do a lot of people, or do
on a regular basis.
Really rich people who have a lot of idle time on their hands.
I mean, Dr. Joe, you've got Dr. Joe's ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, yeah. So it's a new supplement just out this week. DrJoe.com.
Yes. Ayahuasca chips.
I'm going to get raided.
Well, apparently there are some mixed reviews on whether or not it increases or decreases your sexual performance. Isn't that right, Dr. Joe?
Now, is this while you're doing it? You wouldn't want to, you're talking to like your shadow ancestors or something and dealing with your, most buried deep psychoses. I don't think that's the time to be, flitting about. So
conflicting research.
Does this mean afterward or before?
Well,
or during?
I'm going to break a rule of radio here.
Yes.
It's not ayahuasca, it's ashwagandha.
Oh, excuse me.
Did you get it wrong?
Ashwagandha, that's my bad. I thought it was ayahuasca.
What's ashwagandha?
Ashwagandha is an herb, and it actually can decrease cortisol, which then in turn can increase testosterone. So the answer is, I take it every day. The answer is yes.
Oh.
Ashwagandha. Yeah, look at me, man. I'm a virile young man. Ashwagandha, not ashwagash.
Ashwagandha.
Those are overalls.
Isn't that where that member of the House was killed by that religious leader, Ashwagandha?
Yeah,
Isn't that what they were?
Yeah,
Yes.
they were in the Ashwagandha synagogue. Yeah. So.
No, I wasn't saying that.
No, ashwagandha is an herb. Yes, it's a supplement, and it's very good for you actually because it helps your adrenal glands. The adrenal glands produce energy, they control inflammation, and they help produce sex hormones. Not the active sex, the male or female sex hormones.
Oh, I see.
But it does help your testosterone, which then helps the
ashwagandha. And so, is this something that people should take if they're having trouble getting there?
It's part of the protocol. I do recommend, actually, yes. Ashwagandha, nitric oxide.
If I get to, not if, I guess if you live long enough, that's going to happen.
It's going to happen to you.
I'll be like, well, I guess those days are over.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember that.
On to the next thing.
Yep. Well, I got some ashwagandha. I got you covered.
Is that all you need? Ashwagandha?
No, you need nitric oxide. You got to clean out the arteries.
You got to have the acoustic thing
the
going.
Acoustic wave, right?
I'll even rub it in.
Yeah. There are many balms and liniments.
What if you mix ashwagandha and ayahuasca together?
Yeah. Well, then you've got almost a true story from Jared Yamamoto.
You'd be very high and very horny, I think. Is what
I think so,
yes.
Let's try to save face here with a story that isn't a lie, Jared Yamamoto.
In the New York Times health section, protein is in everything, the headline reads, including popcorn. I know because we have
I love popcorn.
We have the protein waffles at our house, which I don't understand why it's in waffles. But
all right, what is this BS, right?
It's BS,
come on.
Everybody thinks they need more
break.
protein. You don't need more protein.
Don't they add it to the waffle
waffles. That's what they do.
Yeah, that's all they do. They add like I don't know some
Well,
chia
and then,
seeds
and
or
then
something.
somebody's trying to get to their best self, right? And then they pour 3 gallons of syrup on top of the
high fructose
hey,
corn
it's
syrup.
got extra protein. This is good for you.
And I threw out that Canadian syrup too. This is the Aunt Jemima, the real stuff.
No.
Right,
This is the real stuff. This is the true blue.
They don't call it that anymore.
Patriotic.
It's not Aunt Jemima anymore. That's.
Did they change their name?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's like Hutton House.
Uncle Fred.
Yeah, no, you
Uncle
can't.
Fred.
Hey, I got some syrup over here.
Log cabin.
It's
Then.
it's an old white accountant.
Yes.
Uncle Ben's actually. Did Uncle Ben's change their name too? I heard. Yeah.
Well, they were all kind of racist tropes, were they?
Yeah,
Weren't they
but,
kind
you
of
know.
a little bit. So
It's called
they
Pearl Milling now.
Oh, that's what it is.
I believe that is the woman who invented it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's terrible. That's a
Yeah.
terrible name. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure she was somebody's aunt.
That's right. So, yes.
Aunt Pearl.
Aunt Pearl.
Yeah. Who
No.
doesn't have an Aunt Pearl?
Yeah.
Right.
Now, it's a marketing ploy to throw this protein into stuff because you don't need more. Everybody, if
gotta
we're
get it
alive.
out of there. That's what we gotta do.
That's
Joe.
right. That's right. Thank
Well,
thank
does
you,
it hurt,
RFK.
or is it just a
It's probably not going to hurt, but too much protein can be too bad for you. That's why high protein diets can be dangerous.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's just people get into these trends. And they just, oh, okay, I have more protein.
It is ridiculous how many things have it. Like, I mean, at one point, even in our pantry, there were the rice cakes, the Quaker Oats rice cakes, and my lovely wife got the protein-filled
Well,
rice
it's just like
cakes.
because they
and
put
I'm
it
like-
on there, and you're going down the aisle, and you're like, well, I guess that's better for you than the other rice cakes. So I might as well. And you don't notice it's costing you an extra 70 cents. Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on I-20 in East Atlanta.
And right now, they're holding all lanes with this crash, trying to get it onto a tow truck, I-20 eastbound, right at Boulevard exit 59, and it has cooked the ride on I-20 eastbound back through West Atlanta toward Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. It's adding to extra pressure on the downtown connector in both directions, trying to get to I-20. Think about your alternate routes, Memorial Drive, Decatur Street, some of them. Take them over toward Moreland Avenue and re-enter I-20 eastbound. Out in Lithonia, we have another travel advisory on I-20 eastbound. This one at Turner Hill Road, exit 75, crash in 2 left lanes. You're stacked up back to Panola Road. Covington Highway is the alternate to use to avoid that. How's I-85 looking up toward Gwinnett County, Kobe Dawkins?
We're seeing slow rides ramping on to 85 northbound from I-285 in each direction, and those rides remain slow getting to Beaver Ruin Road. And also in Gwinnett County, Lawrenceville Highway going southbound right at Huff Drive. Gas main break leaving only one lane open. Delay stretching to Patterson Road. From the Cool Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my God, you just made my day.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is tomorrow morning at 8
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
How easy is it to save energy and money in 30 seconds? Let's count the ways. Power down unused devices. Swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs. Adjust your thermostat for the season. Change your air filter. Move furniture away from your vents. And turn off the lights when you leave a room. Georgia Power's more than just your power company. We're your saving sidekick. Get started at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pit Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers, to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews for My Roofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it in the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Storm season officially here, friends, and it wreaks havoc on your house and your roof. It's Mark Aram here. If you truly want peace of mind about your roof, and for many years to come, ask Dr. Roof about their lifetime warranty. Dr. Roof's warranty means they have your roof covered for the lifetime of your roof, and if anything comes up, Dr. Roof will take care of it. You never have to worry about a thing. They stand behind it since they've been in business for over 35 years. Now that is peace of mind. All the info online at drroof.com.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the Big Wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Dr. Joe, why don't you tell people how they can get more Dr. Joe?
Sunday night right here, 8 to 10. Please tune in. We take calls, answer your health questions.
Don't sound desperate.
Please call me. Oh, my gosh. No, we have plenty of callers. No, don't call in. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge, so if you want to make an appointment or if you have any health questions, you can go right to my website, drjoe.com.
This is not health related, but we have the CNN on in the monitor here, and there doesn't seem to be any coverage of this. 24-hour news. This is what happens, where Americans are never told something is coming. Now, hopefully it won't, but India and Pakistan are so close to all-out war. And whether you know it or not, they both have nukes. And as usual, CNN's going to wait until it starts, and then they're going to tell you what side we're on and why you should, without even using your brain, be with them. God forbid they actually report on a war that's ramping up before it happens. I'm so sick and tired of these wars. It's like, oh, Kashmir. Hey, you know what, Pakistanis and Indians? That had better be the best place on earth. Boy, I'll tell you what, for people in India and people in Pakistan to put my grandchildren in harm's way, boy, I tell you, you better have a Pizza Hut every mile and a half. I mean, that Kashmir had better be the greatest place on earth, because whether you're Indian or you're Pakistani, you have absolutely no right to put my grandchildren's future in jeopardy, because we love this land. Now let's go to this other part of the world. Oh, here are these people. They're fighting because they both like this land. Oh, let's look over here. But nobody else on earth gives a damn? Boy, it just must be something that you two sides know about this particular piece of land. Oh, my goodness. There are outlet malls for miles.
That's my hometown.
Yeah, same thing. But
Shangri-La, baby.
So sick and tired of it. People with their regional disputes, and then they get nukes. And I don't care who runs anything. I don't care who lives over here, someplace I'll never visit, I'll never see.
They read a different book than we do.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Be like,
do they even have a Disneyland there? What is so special?
It would be like if George...
Oh, it's just that we both want it. Okay, well, that's between you and you. Got nothing to do with me and mine.
Be like us going to war with Tennessee over the
Over the water.
over our northern border.
No, this goes on for thousands of years, and generations of people just grow up going, in my lifetime, we're going to get it. Yeah, probably not. It's been going on for 1,000 years. I'm just so sick and tired of it. If you want to have a war with people over some piece of land, if I don't give a damn about the land, and I don't, you have no right to get nuclear weapons and put my grandchildren in harm's way. We don't care who runs whatever it is that you're obsessed with for 1,000 years. You know, it's almost like Always Sunny when, what's the character? Charlie, who was always wanted the waitress.
Yeah.
He's like done nothing but dream of being with the waitress. Spoiler alert. Like 6 seasons in, they finally get together, and within 15 minutes, he hates it. It's like he's trying to avoid her. I think it's going to happen when one of these sides wins and gets this land. Like 30 days later, they're going to say, "We fought for 1,000 years for this? There isn't even a Dairy Queen." Alex Williams has good and bad news on I-20.
Yeah, the good news is crash in Lithonia, 20 eastbound, Turner Hill Road, exit 75. It's cleared. Those delays have started improving. The also good news, the crash in East Atlanta now down to just a right lane block, 20 eastbound at Boulevard. But the bad news is it is very slow back through West Atlanta from Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Might want to stick with MLK, take that toward downtown, then access Memorial Drive to re-enter I-20 eastbound. And we know that crash on I-20 eastbound had an impact on the downtown connector, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 7585 North, seeing you jam starting at Langford Parkway, getting towards 10th Street. 85 southbound, seeing the brake light start at the Georgia 400 merge, and 75 south, seeing those delays start before Howell Mill Road, both getting to I-20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
It's what welcomes people to your home, and first impressions are everything. Your front door. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. We're the experts for every opening in your home. Not only your garage door, but your windows and your front door too. Replace your dated single front door with a gorgeous double door. No matter the size of your entrance, we can customize and install the double doors of your dreams. Make your front door grand. Get started at all4seasonsgarages.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story: after shocking social media video of a fight between a DeKalb County high school teacher and several students, a local teachers group is now calling for change. Here's a report all new at 6 o'clock.
The Georgia Federation of Teachers says that parents should also face consequences for their kids' actions in school. The group's president, Verdelia Turner, says that addressing discipline would improve education for everyone.
Students who want to learn and teachers who need to teach need to have an optimum learning and teacher environment provided.
In some cases, she says parents should have to do community service in the schools or even pay a fine. Turner thinks the changes should apply to all K-12 students. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
85 degrees in Atlanta, warm, muggy conditions before a cold front arrives this weekend. Will it bring us any widespread rain? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A Metro Atlanta doctor is accused of sexually assaulting patients, and the DeKalb County DA says there may be more victims.
It began with the arrest of Doraville acupuncturist Mu Keon Kim after two women accused him of inappropriately touching them during treatment sessions. The indictment includes 7 women saying the same thing about the 70-year-old. DeKalb DA Sherry Boston says, quote, doctors take an oath to act in the best interests of their patients and to do them no harm. Dr. Kim is accused of doing the exact opposite. Acupuncture is tightly regulated in Georgia, requiring a license and board certification. It also requires, quote, good moral character. Kim remains in jail without bond. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The search for a killer in Gwinnett County. A 35-year-old woman is dead, and the suspect is on the run after a domestic dispute.
Gwinnett County police were called to a home on Hillsborough Drive by a child inside. Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says that child told dispatchers a man and woman had gotten into an intense argument. By the time officers arrived, the man reportedly killed the woman, then fled on foot.
It's believed that both the victim and the suspect knew each other.
Police are still trying to figure out the woman's exact cause of death as they also try to track down the killer. Aside from the woman, no one else is injured.
The juveniles in the house were unharmed and are unrelated to either the suspect or the victim.
Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Following a prank phone call at the NFL draft, the Falcons are fined $200,000 by the NFL.
Hey, is this Shedeur?
The son of Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich got the phone number for Shedeur Sanders off his father's open iPad and later called Sanders pretending to be the general manager of the Saints. In addition to the team fine, Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator, is slapped with a $100,000 fine. A new Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll out today suggests many Georgia voters are worried about the future of the country after President Trump's first 100 days. AJC political reporter Greg Bluestein says tariffs are the main reason why.
2/3 of Georgia voters say that the tariffs are either having a small or major effect on their household budget.
The poll shows the president's approval rating at 43% in Georgia. Local civil rights groups are condemning President Trump's actions in his first 100 days. ACLU of Georgia's executive director Andrea Young says they are fighting the administration in court.
We hope to mitigate the cruelty of this administration. We have filed over 100 legal actions, a number that grows daily, to fight back against the lawlessness.
President Trump says he's had the most successful first 100 days of any administration in the history of our country. Tomorrow is tax deadline day in Georgia. Taxpayers got an extension after the major disaster declaration following Hurricane Helene hit the state last October. Stacey Engel with the IRS says payments are due May 1st.
We suggest people to try to do things electronic. It's safer, faster, easier than doing paper.
Similar extensions were granted in Florida, Alabama, North and South Carolina, and Tennessee, states that were affected by Hurricane Helene. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's live team coverage of of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Still watching the rough ride on I-20 eastbound, starting in West Atlanta at Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, heading toward downtown, all due to this crash in East Atlanta that's still been in the right lane at Boulevard exit 59. Traveling up to the northern suburbs, 85 northbound, we're seeing some brake lights from 285 up to Indian Trail and Norcross, and sluggish as you make the commute from Highway 316 into Swanee. Toughest part of 400 northbound is in Sandy Springs from 285, but you break free right around the North Springs MARTA station. Then tapping the brake pedal again through Alpharetta as you clear Windward Parkway. Checking the ride on I-75 toward Cobb and Cherokee counties, it's Kobe Dawkins.
75 north, you're on and off the brakes from Howell Mill Road, getting to the perimeter, I-285, and rides remain sluggish getting into Kennesaw towards Chastain Road. 575 northbound, slight tap of the brakes getting into Woodstock. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies for this evening, warm and muggy with a stray pop-up shower possible, but drying out after midnight. Lows will settle to the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few more pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 84. Friday, partly cloudy through the afternoon with scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 82. A cold front will swing through on Saturday, sparking up widespread rain showers and a few thunderstorms Saturday morning into the evening hours. Saturday's high is 78, drying out on Sunday with a high of 77.
86 in Lithonia, 84 in Woodstock, and 85 in Sewanee. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4. As you can see by Bill Caiaccio's four fingers, it is hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine, and it begins right now.
Can the listeners see Bill's four fingers?
No, but I'm
they
describing
know.
them.
They know.
I can see it. And the listeners...
Sure you don't want to try 5?
Maybe in the weekend.
All right. Greg didn't laugh at that, so.
Well, he's a pro, and he hasn't been introduced yet, so he's not going to introduce himself. I know that people, maybe get upset in my last things. I just saying, I don't understand it. If I was born in a place where I'm born, and they're like, yeah, we're fighting these other people for this piece of land. Yeah, how long have you been doing that? Well, yeah, it's been hundreds of years, generations. And if I had the same brain I have now, which I wouldn't, but I mean, just put my brain now into that person in a different culture. But so it's been going on for what, like 200, 300 years? And yeah, I'm guessing within my 80 years, we're not going to win it. So, I'm just going to go to see if I can move to New Mexico and watch Netflix and enjoy my life. I'm sorry, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa. I'm not just going to be, my life is worth something to me. Obviously, it's not to you. You just want to throw me out there as fodder in a multi-generational war. But you know what? I figure I'm only here for a while. So I'd like to move someplace where I can Netflix and chill.
And, that's exactly what the other side wants you to do.
Exactly right. Oh, no, and I would find somebody on the other side and say, hey, you want to get married? Let's move to New Mexico. Netflix and chill.
A modern
this idea of your whole life, you're just being another bunch of people fighting the same. It's like, no, I didn't enter something that you decided. I'm here now. I'll decide the things that I do. Let's do this.
He's a misanthrope. He has a dark heart, and he needs a good psychiatrist. New York. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Wednesday edition. Sure is. Here he is, the pro, the radio pro himself.
What is up?
You see that? He brings the fire.
A cockroach of radio, because I left the industry, but never really left the industry. There's never been a point in my life I haven't been on the air somewhere. I mean, before I started my career, yes, of course. But
well, yeah, when you were 7, you were not on the air anywhere. You were doing your act in a first grade
in a
room.
Tape recorder.
Yeah.
I was screaming into a tape recorder and playing it back.
Yeah, we all go through that phase. Although you may have been the last generation that actually tape recorders, because now everything's on the phone. The world is
It used to mean
boring.
something.
So
it was
boring.
cool technology. Now
Yeah.
it's so prevalent. It's like, who cares? Boring.
Yeah, I know. You used to have getting like one of those tape recorders.
Panasonic.
Yeah, and with the buttons and everything, which is fantastic.
It was great when you would get somebody else's already made tape, right? Like not a tape that you would typically record on, and you could break it. I had like one of those tape recorders where you could push over that.
Yeah.
And you had to mash the record and the play button down, and I would record my voice over whoever was singing on there, and it sounded awesome.
Well, I know your voice. I don't think it sounded awesome, but it was probably fun.
It was funny as hell.
And it was cool. I remember the time that I found out on my own. I'm sure I had people who knew, but when I was playing around with it, I found out on my own how to make it like that, so you turn it into a microphone and a speaker.
Yeah.
And I had my own shows every night. In my bedroom. Hi, I'm Eric.
Do you have any of those?
No, I kept nothing in my life.
Live from Denham Springs.
Yeah.
You would have had to pack it all up in a suitcase at 14 and drag it with you.
That's right.
That would have been a lot.
Yeah, when I left the house, I was 15. Come on, don't put it too soon. I didn't leave home until I was 15.
You're giving you too much credit.
Yes.
I apologize.
But yeah, we did a lot of moving around, so I was used to that. All right, Greg Russ, is there any stories that have happened since Monday? Or I want to make sure that you get to this 4 a.m. wake-up story. You don't have to do it immediately if you don't want to. But,
well, you just put the pressure on.
I did put the pressure on, but you don't have to do it first. You can choose any story from
I'm not
Studio
going to do
B1.
it first. I'm going to do the tattoo story first.
All right, that's fine.
How a bunch of people having their tattoos removed these days. Why is everyone doing it, you may ask? Well, if you remember the hipster movement in the early 2000s, through probably 2012, maybe you could stretch it to 2015.
Is this the movement that had like facial hair was really important? And are you talking about those hipsters?
Yeah, the hipsters.
Okay, all right.
Craft beer.
A lot of
PBR was that was the weird dichotomy.
That's right.
PBR,
well, it's union made
craft beer.
Yeah. By the way, PBR is not good beer.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But the pitch was always.
When I see people with it, I'm like, okay, you're going through.
But it was cheap. It was cheap at one point, and then it became not cheap because it was so
everybody's
popular.
beer. Yeah.
And my buddies would point to look, it's made by unions. That's cool. And I'm like, okay,
that's fantastic.
Right.
How does it
Yay.
taste? And
Like
I'm
a union?
I'm the person who told you yesterday that the Costco beer Kirkland is fantastic.
It is.
So I'm not an elitist on this. And
the
also,
tattoos.
but before we get there, Pabst won a blue ribbon once. In like 1896 or
great
1903.
marketing.
A bunch of other beers won the blue ribbon along the way, and Pabst just held it the whole time. Anyway, go ahead.
This is what some actors, sometimes there's actors and actresses who win an Oscar and then they're never heard from again. They just happen to be cast in a film. Maybe Nora will be like this with that actress. I hope she has a great career. I'm not wishing that, but
I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten that movie won the movie already.
Well, she won Best Actress too. But those people do the same thing. They win the Oscar, they don't win another one. They're still going to talk about it later in their life. So
Oscar award-winning actress so and so that you haven't heard from in 25 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So PBR did the same thing. You can't really blame them.
Can't blame them.
It says here that they allegedly won in 1893 the blue ribbon, but it's unclear whether or not they actually.
Oh wow! I don't even. There's controversy over whether they actually. Maybe Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey called out the wrong beer.
What blue ribbon? How many competitions were going on at the time? There could have been 6 in that town alone.
Yeah, it was a particularly. I think it was the beer. Was it worldwide or just American?
It says in the 1893 World Columbian Exposition in Chicago, PBR Best Select Beer was recognized as America's best.
As America's best. Why are you saying the World Columbia? If it was the World's Fair in Chicago.
That's what it's officially called, I believe.
Oh, really?
Ah, okay, that would make sense.
What's the Columbia thing for? I mean, it wasn't the country.
No.
It was something to do with Columbus, probably.
Oh, it had some. What year was it?
This was in 1893.
So it was a year. 1893 was 401 years after Columbus.
Oh, so you think that they were celebrating the 401st anniversary?
Yes.
Everybody, why do it in the 400th now? 401. That's the one we want to go for. But my guess is that that Columbia thing was probably used a lot more in the 1800s than it is now. After all, we do have Columbus, Georgia, and Columbus, Ohio.
I was right. It celebrated the 400th anniversary of Christopher
400th, okay.
Yeah. But it was a year after.
Because it was 1492.
It was bad weather.
You had the
summer.
You had the pandemic.
Can't do it in the fall.
We lost. A lot of these rock albums are like the 51st year because of the pandemic. I understand. I understand.
So you want to know about these tattoos or not?
I do.
Everyone's getting them removed, and I was going to say the hipster movement. Everyone got tattoos. Now they're in their 40s, and they're thinking, "Why do I have this thing?" But also celebrities are saying, "Hey, look at me! I'm getting rid of my tattoos. I'm Pete Davidson."
Way to go. Wow. I'm Pete Davidson.
Yeah, I had to think about his name for a second because he doesn't really live in my brain. But he's getting his tattoos removed. The celebrities, we follow them like lemmings. So once we see them removing the tattoos, we say, hey, it's cool. And also the tattoo industry is actually embracing this because they see it as a way to give people more tattoos. They clean the slate. It's a blank
Oh, right.
canvas.
So now, hey, how about a little one? You want to? Yeah, you want to? Now, do they do it? Do you get them removed at tattoo parlors, or do you
There's
have to?
some parlors are starting to offer that service, but traditionally, no, it hasn't been done there.
Where is it done?
It leaves a scar, doesn't it?
Well,
Well, you don't really get rid of it, right? You technically
fades.
are like just marking over it.
Well, it breaks down the ink into small particles so the body can flush them away.
Takes
And
time.
The lasers, and the lasers have gotten better, but it does take time. 8 to 12 sessions, and you can't have them, back to back to back. So it takes 1 or 2 years.
The thing about tattoos is some people are tattoo people, and they get them, and they're fine for the rest of their lives. But that isn't once it becomes a trend. It can be a mood that you're in for a while. It's like I equate it to like hairstyles. There's it's a certain time where you're like, oh man, I want to, if it's 1982 and you think Flock of Seagulls is the greatest damn band in the world, you get one of those crazy things. Well, maybe by 1986 you look in the mirror and think, maybe something else. But you can just go ahead and change that. Whereas tattoos are they're so permanent, and so it really is. Whenever it becomes trendy, years later you're going to have regrets because there is a certain group of people who are tattoo people. They get them, they always love them, they always want more, but that's not everybody once it turns into kind of a cultural trend.
I feel like for you, Eric, at this point in your life,
tattoos?
You love the Buffalo Bills so much, you could definitely
Nope.
get a Buffalo Bills tattoo.
Nope.
You could.
No. Have you ever even seen me in a Buffalo Bills hat?
No.
No, I've never had a bumper sticker for any radio station that I've ever worked for on the bumper of my car. I don't represent stuff. It's like if the Buffalo Bills want people in Atlanta to know who they are, then they can spend money on their brand. I don't need to be pushing the brand.
Maybe they would win
I'm
Super
a
Bowl if
fan.
you did.
Maybe, I
You
guess.
get like a little Buffalo Bills teardrop tattoo
See,
right
that's
here.
That's why and you don't understand. Like, it's 404 day. It's ridiculous to me to be proud of your area code. It's ridiculous.
Especially when phone numbers go away and then people have to explain what that is.
Yeah.
What is an area? What are you talking about?
It's not even the area that it used to be. Alex Williams is checking the ride around 285.
And just in time because we found a new crash on 285 down by the airport. Right lane is taken out 285 eastbound past Riverdale Road, exit 60. Some brake lights filling in there as you make your way through those airport tunnels. Elsewhere on the north side, 285 east and southbound, still seeing some volume, although it's improving a little bit as you leave Dunwoody into Doraville. But it picks up once again heading southbound right around La Vista Road, getting down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. 285 westbound, the outer loop, the brake lights find you in Sandy Springs at Georgia 400. It stays sluggish over to I-75 in Cobb County, and then 285 both north and southbound, the inner and outer loop slow on the west side, both of them trying to ramp onto I-20 westbound, that west freeway. Speaking of, we've still been watching a crash on I-20 in East Atlanta, Kobe Dawkins.
And 20 eastbound right at Boulevard, exit 59. Crash cleanup continues to knock out one right lane. Still seeing delays back to MLK Jr. Drive. And this report is sponsored by the Georgia Lottery. Hey Georgia, Mega Millions just got an upgrade now with bigger jackpots, better odds to win, and a built-in multiplier on every ticket. Drawings every Thursday and Friday. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my God, you just made my day.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is tomorrow morning at 8.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
Founded by hardworking Georgians in 1992, Builders provides tailored insurance solutions to safeguard workers and business owners from costly accidents. Explore reliable workers' compensation and general liability products at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long,
and your budget is tight,
and your village is busy,
and the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. When garage doors break, they usually don't break all at once. They don't just up and die. They die slowly. Garage doors complain a bit before they crap out, squeaking and sticking and shaking and grinding. They go down part way and then stop and go back up for no reason. But they hardly ever just end up dead with no symptoms and no long goodbye. If you ignored the signs, that dead door is on you. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Our 19-point seasonal maintenance check makes sure everything's healthy. Oil the chain, check the rollers, realign the tracks, talk to you about how things are going, and look into any symptoms that might have you worried. Catch problems early, and your garage doors should be around to play with the grandkids. And talk about the old days, when all this was just farmland.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
At Progressive, we're making things even easier. We'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Yeah, that's the most useless story in the news cycle of the ones. It turns out Trump actually isn't deporting that many. He doesn't have to. He's scaring the hell out of people, and they're just not coming because they think, oh, my God, I'm in a prison in El Salvador. Now he's talking about sending migrants to Libya and Rwanda. And then at the same time, it's like, oh, he's not really deporting that many. Well, if you looked at the numbers are down significantly because you create with all of this bluster for all of its downside. The upside is that you just kill the demand. People are like, well, we'll wait until after this guy's president before we try to get into the country based on all of the headlines. Like this, we talk about the guy from Maryland who, the Supreme Court has said, facilitate his return.
Brandon Garcia.
We care about it because some of us understand an erosion of rights eventually ends up with you, and that's the reason we care about it. The rest of the world's looking at it like, wow, that guy, and other people who might try to get into the country are like, now is not the time.
Yeah, let's wait.
Who knows? He's not even listening to his own Supreme Court.
Maybe we shouldn't go there, no, darling. They might send us to Rwanda.
Yeah, we're losing a lot of royals over this.
We'll just stay
I
in
don't want to
Mexico.
go live in Rwanda.
And I thought we could go to, like Michigan or Georgia and find a nice job.
But not.
They're chasing us down.
No, terrible. So it's all about image. The press wants it both ways. He's horrible for what he's doing, but it turns out he's not really doing it. Okay, what is your point? What is your point?
He's awful.
Okay, I get it. I already got that point from you earlier. All right, Greg Russ, you don't care about things like this. I don't care about things like this.
I just think of the people where this is their job and they're constantly in it. And I know you've talked before how this could be your job, but we get to talk about other things, and you're trying to distance yourself a bit from all the political news. But if you're reporting on, is there a study? Jared, what's your favorite site? Studyfinds.org. I wonder if they've done studies on the mental health of people who work in
going into
industry.
CNN every day. Like, there has to be
imagine.
somebody at CNN who's saying, India and Pakistan seem to be awful close to war, and they both have nukes. This might be something we cover. And then everybody else shouts them down and says, no, we're going to have another panel talk about how mean and rude Donald Trump is.
We'll put that over on CNN International. CNN International. That's where that lives. Not on CNN Normal.
Well, we won't. We're gonna. We got some people on speed dial, like 6 people on a round table, talking about how rude that thing that Trump said yesterday was.
By the way, I feel really bad. I've been watching a little bit of Wolf Blitzer in the morning. I feel like they're putting him out to pasture.
Well, he's 100.
I feel really bad for him.
There is a thing called retirement.
I know, but they put him now.
Get
with
the message. How old is Wolf Blitzer? 75?
347 years old.
They put
What
him
time
with
is he on now?
I think he's on at 10 o'clock in the morning now. So I have him on when I'm
Well,
getting
now we
ready.
can go to dinner at 4.
Yeah, get the early bird special and be in bed by 8.
But he doesn't even get to host the show anymore. The Situation Room is him and another female anchor now. It's a young female anchor.
Oh, they Dan Rathered him.
The whole network is going to the chicks.
He's 77. He's 77 years old. He probably wakes up early. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a better schedule for a 77-year-old. But I mean, Wolf Blitzer, love him or not love him, whatever. He's had a great career. You don't have to keep going forever. I'm not going to be doing this when I'm 77 if I make it that long.
He said he'll retire when the Bills win the Super Bowl.
Oh boy.
So
As
you better-
a huge Bills fan, I would never. I mean, I could be working. I could be working until they could bring the
Stepping over
casket in. I'll be on the radio. They'll just bring a casket in, and when the show's over, I'll lay down. They'll just take me out and bury me.
Push you out into a lake.
Mark Aram's be pushing your skeleton aside.
There you go,
hey,
buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you want some tacos on your way out?
Get some cleanup air.
About
I
Whataburger?
like the idea of you going until you're 77 though, and Jared just seething. He's like, "Why won't you leave or die already?"
I know he'll be like, who's the king now? Prince Philip. No, not who's the king now?
Prince Charles.
Charles. Be like Charles. He was like, why does my mother have to be the? I'm 100 before I'm king. Guy becomes king. He gets like a cancer diagnosis 2 weeks later because his mother lived so long. So it is kind of the same thing.
Well, Gary Dell'Abate is almost 70, and he's never left being a producer for Stern. But why would you? He makes millions.
I'm
of
sure
dollars.
he made millions, turned him into a millionaire.
Yeah.
So same thing with Jared. He's,
I know.
This show has made him a millionaire.
He makes more than Autumn and I combined.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
And me. Why shouldn't he? He's the producer.
Well, that's right. He runs everything.
Yeah,
Lead
what
researcher
would you do without
is,
him?
is
Lead
where the
researcher
most-
as well. That's exactly, Greg. That's where the money is.
Yeah, the fact that he is the leader of the research pack.
Don't forget me.
George is waiting there. He's waiting to see. It's like domino. It's like Jared's waiting for me to get hit by a bus, and George is waiting for Jared to get hit by a bus. And also, George knows how to drive a bus. So the two of us.
And you don't leave your
I better
basement.
watch
I'm
out.
the one that's always out and about. I'm very likely to get hit
Well,
by
I
a
have
bus.
to come to work. I mean, I do.
I know, I do
Not my
other-
basement right now. Alex. I feel like so. If you have a bus, look for me. Alex Williams says it's a bumper-to-bumper ride through downtown.
Yeah, not a great ride this afternoon. You are stacked and packed starting southbound at the 85-400 merge, 75 from Northside Drive with delays continuing down to I-20. Northbound still on the brakes from Highway 166, Langford Parkway up to Freedom Parkway, and a lingering right lane crash I-20 eastbound at Boulevard slows the ride on I-20 eastbound through downtown. Delays start back around Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Found a new crash on I-75 in Cobb County, Kobe Dawkins.
It's 75 northbound right near Windy Hill Road, exit 260. Crash cleanup now knocking out 3 right lanes. You can avoid those delays by taking Highway 41 as an alternate, and those rides continue to get slow getting into Kennesaw towards Chastain Road. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Hey folks, it's Shelly Winter here. You know, sometimes they make fun of me around the office because I doze off at my desk while doing show prep. Well, you know why that happened? It's because of a lack of sleep. I have sleep apnea. So if you snore or have sleep apnea also, you're not living life to the fullest. So listen up. I know you're tired, but in all seriousness, this is important. My friends over at Palmetto Sleep are changing lives with a custom-fit oral appliance that stops your snoring and treats sleep apnea. I'm not talking about something you buy out of a supermarket. This is a custom-made for your mouth and covered by your private medical insurance. What I love most is that they do everything from the diagnosis to the delivery of the oral appliance and everything in between. They even provide a take-home sleep study and virtual consults. If you're ready for a great night's sleep, you're ready for Palmetto Sleep. Go to palmettosleep.com. That's palmettosleep.com right now. Don't suffer from another sleepless night. palmettosleep.com.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if you've got old, drafty, sticking, or leaking windows, you need the experienced pros at Window Nation. You can pay a lot less and still get the premium windows you're dreaming of. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com for your free estimate. And for a limited time, buy 4 windows, get 4 free, plus no interest for 2 years.
Well, I bet it is safe to say you are sick and tired of home services companies that don't show up on time, don't get it right, ghost you then when you need them later. Hey, it's Chris Chandler. I don't have to worry about any of that because I only trust TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. TE Certified is a well-oiled machine with the highest level of communication and follow-up. They're on time, friendly, and fully stocked.
TE certified, we love your home.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Let me paint you a picture. You're standing in the kitchen of your new home, coffee in hand, sunlight pouring in, boxes mostly unpacked. Feels good, right? Now imagine your old home. Oh, it's still there, but instead of stressing about it, you know that Orchard is handling everything. Repairs, showings, upgrades, the works. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and this is not a fantasy. Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy first, move first, breathe first. And while you're living your best unpacked life, they're busy selling your old home for top dollar. Here's the twist. When it sells for more, and most of the time it does, you get that bonus too. That's 2 paydays. Not a gimmick, not a hack, just smart. That's Orchard. Why wait for tomorrow's money when you can have it today and tomorrow? Start with a free home valuation at orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, the Falcons face stiff fines from the NFL for the prank phone call made to Shedeur Sanders.
Sanders was sliding down the draft board last weekend when he got a phone call.
Hey, is this Shedeur?
The caller claimed he was the general manager of the New Orleans Saints and told Sanders they were about to draft him. Then said he'd have to wait longer and hung up. The caller was actually Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbricht's son, who found Sanders' phone number on his father's open iPad.
CBS's Michael Wallace reports the Falcons are fined $250,000 by the NFL, and Ulbricht is fined $100,000. It is 85 degrees in Atlanta, warm and muggy with pop-up showers possible for a few days when there could be more widespread rain. Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. Following shocking social media video of a fight between a DeKalb County high school teacher and several students, a local teachers group is now calling for change. Verdelia Turner, president of the Georgia Federation of Teachers, says they want parents to face consequences for their kids' actions.
In some cases now, we feel that parents need to do what we call equivalent to jury duty, where they will have to do time in the school.
She also wants fines for parents in some cases. She's calling for the change to apply to all K through 12 students. This is all new this half hour. A Decatur cemetery is backing off plans to add a crematory. The owner of Washington Memorial Gardens, Timothy Amui, says they will move forward only with the rezoning application now for a funeral home. He says after several meetings with neighbors in the community, they understand adding cremation services to the property has been an emotional topic. Out of respect for those concerns, he says we believe the most considerate path forward is to focus on the funeral home. The FBI is investigating a shooting in northwest Georgia involving federal agents.
During an attempted traffic stop on Outlet Center Drive, the driver of the vehicle accelerated in an apparent attempt to intentionally strike the DEA agent. In response, the agent fired at the male and female occupants, striking both individuals. They are both receiving treatment for their injuries. The DEA agents were operating in coordination with Calhoun Police, and now the FBI is overseeing the investigation with help from the GBI. They have not shared details about the circumstances leading to the incident, but did indicate there were no injuries to law enforcement. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia's civil rights groups are blasting the first 100 days of the new Trump administration.
Standing on the steps of Big Bethel AME, the oldest black church in Atlanta, Southern Poverty Law Center President Margaret Huang says the past 100 days have been about chaos, cruelty, cuts, and consequences.
From the first day President Trump took office, he and his inner circle have taken a wrecking ball to the agencies and services that are lifelines for millions of people.
In a speech Tuesday, Trump says he's had the most successful first 100 days of any administration. On Auburn Avenue, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
A new special victims unit launches in Gwinnett County.
The new unit will serve victims of sensitive misdemeanor offenses, including sex crimes, vehicular homicides, stalking, pandering, and prostitution. Gwinnett County Solicitor General says the special victims unit is a significant step toward ensuring every victim in Gwinnett County receives the attention attention and care they deserve, especially teens. The new team will also serve as the primary point of contact for all animal cruelty and neglect cases prosecuted in Gwinnett County State Court. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Former NFL quarterback John Elway is involved in a fatal golf cart accident in an exclusive club in California.
Witnesses say John Elway was driving a golf cart at the exclusive Madison Club in La Quinta when his longtime agent and business partner Jeff Spurbeck fell out of the golf cart and hit his head. Allie Simon saw it unfolding and says she saw John Elway.
Yeah, he was on the phone trying to call 911, call anyone.
Now the Riverside County coroner is confirming Spurbeck died from his injuries on Wednesday morning.
Alex Stone reports the Riverside County Sheriff's Office is investigating. It is now 6:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Double trouble now on I-75 in Cobb County. We got that crash 75 north at Windy Hill, exit 260. That is now blocking just one right lane, keeping you on the brakes, leaving 285. Once you get past that, you'll stay slow up through Marietta due to a crash in Kennesaw. It's in the left lane, 75 northbound at Bear Parkway, exit number 269. Also got our eyes on a crash down by the airport, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, and it's 285 eastbound, the outer loop past Riverdale Road, exit 60. Crash is now clearing off to the right, but still seeing those delays back to I-85. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies for this evening, warm and muggy with a stray pop-up shower possible, but drying out after midnight. Lows will settle to the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few more pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 84. Friday, partly cloudy through the afternoon with scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 82. A cold front will swing through on Saturday, sparking up widespread rain showers and a few thunderstorms Saturday morning into the evening hours. Saturday's high is 78, drying out on Sunday with a high of 77.
80 right now in Dunwoody. It's 85 in Midtown Atlanta and 82 in Peachtree City. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
When defending bikers' rights, trust is everything and results matter. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Before it's too late, you better do this. Word of the day.
Hypochoristic. Hypochoristic.
Hypochoristic. A very long way of saying something else. Because hypochoristic is just a pet name or diminutive form of a name. So it's just like if your name's Rob, I don't know. What if you have
J-Rad?
J-Rad. That would be
Hypochoristic.
But isn't it easy? A-Rod?
Hypochoristic.
Wouldn't it be just easier to say pet name? I guess it probably would. But you know what? People may wonder about that. Why do I need to know these silly words when I can just say pet name? Well, if you do any writing, is there anybody left in America that actually...
No, you have somebody else write it for you. You just sit down.
Yeah, if you're not having AI write everything for you and you're actually putting a little bit of yourself in your writing, then sometimes you have to say the same thing over and over, and you're like, so you don't want to call it a pet name 4 times in a...
You start with the big word.
1,000 word. No, I think you start with the pet name.
You do.
And then you go, and then you want to have a couple different ways to say the same thing to keep your 750-word or 1,000-word essay rolling. And so if you've already used pet name and you got something else for it, you go for
hypochoristic.
You've learned something.
Yvonne.
Yvonne.
That's what I'm calling you from here on out. Yvonne.
Don't call me Yvonne.
Hey, what's up, Yvonne?
Everybody calls me EVH, but then people think of that as Eddie Van Halen. And when Eddie Van Halen died, I was online still. I was still in the social media world. And I saw like 2 or 3 fans of the show really upset that I died.
Yeah.
So it's not good to have... Honestly, I saw that. When Eddie Van Halen died, there were a couple of people that I saw who thought it was me. And they were like... I'm glad they said nice things, though.
I was going to say, at least they were sad. And
No, they
not
were sad.
Celebrating.
Yeah, they weren't like, oh, finally.
What about EVHD?
EVHD?
Yeah, would that work?
Why D?
Hypochoristic.
Because of the doctrine. That way you have a connection there.
No, that's actually the hypochoristic version of that is actually not really hypochoristic because it's more just letters. But that would be VHD. And I never went with that because it's too much like VD. Like, I didn't think it was a positive. I was going to go with, like, VHD.com and everything, von Hessler doctrine. But I just thought VHD just sounds much like venereal disease.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's going to be a good play. So I walked away from that one.
We'll test it. We'll make sure to get...
Let's test it. Let's test it with 900,000 people.
We'll put it in the test.
Okay, thank you. All right, Greg Russ. Hey, by the way, Greg Russ, do you know the story about Tim Andrews and the bookstore? I know it has come up on the show before, but it was a while ago. But you would so appreciate this.
I can't say that I do. Do I know it, Tim? Have you ever told me?
I may or may not have. It goes back. It's from '92 is when it started.
Tim Andrews was dissed by the owner of a bookstore in 1992, and he has been pranking this person by phone ever since then, including relatively recently. The guy doesn't even have a brick and mortar place anymore. It's just like an online bookshop. And he's still, so tell people what the initial diss was back in 1992.
All right. So 2 friends of mine who I'm still friends with today, we were in this bookstore in Binghamton, New York, and I went up to the counter and I said, "Do you have Wise Guys by Nicholas Pileggi, which is the book that gave birth to Goodfellas?"
Yes.
And he looked at me and he went, "No, we don't have a true crime session. Maybe you should go check out Walden Books or B. Dalton."
That was the diss. And how many years?
I get
Greg,
it.
I knew you would. I knew you'd love it. So when's the last time you prank called this person?
Probably last, I know exactly when it was. I know exactly when it was. It was last August. Because I was with them at the fish shows up in New York.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what, 31 years later?
No, more like 33.
Yeah.
It's not enough. It's not, and the guy has no clue, right? He has zero idea that it's
No, because I don't
connection.
I say the same punchline every once in a while, and I don't know if it clicks. It's usually about a 5-year interval before.
And then he gets to so the guy's got to be like 80 by now. Or was he like your age?
No, he was older, so I'm surprised he's still alive.
Yeah,
So
at this point, it's probably a sad case. He's in the corner. He probably needs a breathing apparatus or something.
We still don't have true crime.
He dissed a guy in 1992, and it's still coming back to
And his
haunt
tone must have really, really set in with you.
Oh, it
there.
did. Yeah, I would be able to handle it now.
Would you? All right, Greg Russ. Any other stories from Studio B1?
Yeah, I've got the story that you wanted to talk about. The 4 a.m. wake-up call is not just for Superman CEOs anymore, people like Bob Iger and Tim Cook. It's now all the chooches on the internet, the influencers. It's a growing trend. Let's wake up early and really maximize our day.
So it's a Wall Street Journal story, I think, from yesterday. And so everybody is, the idea. Now, actually, it does make sense. It does make sense if you make yourself wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing you do is work out or whatever. Then by however long the workout is, let's say by 5 in the morning, you've usually got about 2 hours before the rest of the household wakes up, and so you do get a lot done in that time. But I don't know how many people can handle that schedule. Really,
Yeah,
forever.
what are you supposed to do on the weekends? On the weekends, do you
wake
just,
up at
just
4 in the
completely
morning?
reset, or do
No,
you just...
no. You got to go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock, and you wake up at 4, and you.
That was your life for a long time, not by choice because you chose the job, but it's
Yeah.
not like you liked it.
No, I didn't like it, and I didn't have trouble waking up at 4 a.m. I had trouble making myself go to bed at 8, or I would go upstairs around 8 with the intention of being asleep around 10. But in the summer, my bedroom is right outside that window. Is the pool's out there, so I'd be going to sleep hearing kids having fun. I was like, why am I going
Shut
to
up out
sleep?
there.
No, I wasn't like that. I was not going to be that guy.
That is tough, though,
Dude.
when you hear people outside
Yeah,
having a good
everybody's
time.
having fun.
And then also, too, I mean, the summertime, the sun doesn't set till like 9. So
Yeah.
so you're going to bed before the sunset.
There's a quote in here from somebody, and I found it interesting. Although true, I don't know if it's something that you could really apply, or most people could apply to their lives. So the thing is, what they're finding out is, and it's probably too late for me, but if you get like 8 hours of sleep for your entire life, you're going to be much healthier when you're older. It's the sleep has so much to do with it. And and also because of what you're doing when you're up till 3 a.m, that's also hurting your body. And
I love
so-
saying I'm up till 3 most nights.
yeah, there's a guy. He says, and also he said another reason is good, not just the sleep, but the things that you do to your body that hurt you. And he says something like, "Sin lives after midnight" or something like that. And he makes a good point, but I don't think that you can apply vice this way to people. But he makes a good point. If you want to break bad habits, most bad habits show up after midnight. So if you just make yourself go to bed at 11:30, you will, by sleeping through the time where most people engage in most vice and most bad habits, you will break your bad habits. That makes all the sense in the world to me, except I don't think vice usually works that way, especially in the young. I don't think you can usually just kind of turn, well, I'm going to bed, so I'm not going to do all those naughty things. I just don't think it happens
Yeah, you
that
just
way.
start up at 11 o'clock instead.
Yeah,
do 'em
yeah.
in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I'll be up 3 hours for everybody.
No one will be awake.
Nobody will hear that prostitute come in the back
Yeah,
door.
the clubs close.
Imagine the kind you
4.
would get at 3.
Oh, exactly. That's closing time right there.
And that's what I'm saying. So you're not spending time. When does all the trouble happen? Happens after midnight. It makes a lot of sense. But I remember when I was in my 20s, or my late teens, there was at least 3 times that I stayed awake for 3 straight days. That's going to come back to haunt me. How many years am I going to lose on the back end for that?
That's tough. 3 straight days. You weren't
I was
delusional.
I was proud of I was just proud of being able to do it. I know I did it at least twice, and it was a lot of fun. I tell you, it was 6 days of fun. They weren't back to back. I had at least a couple weeks in between. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 75 in Kennesaw.
Watching this one on the Jam Cam, Eric. Police with it in the left lane, 75 northbound, just past Barrett Parkway, exit 269. It's starting to really jam up the ride back toward Highway 5. Hopefully they can get that out of the way. Earlier crash before that, 75 northbound at Windy Hill, exit 260. That's now on the right shoulder. And we're still watching brake lights on 285 east and southbound, the inner loop into Cab. Really just the volume between Dorville and Tucker leaving Beaufort Highway, but starts to get better once you pass Chambly Tucker Road. How are things looking through downtown, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it remains slow. 75-85 southbound scene. Tough delay starting well before the downtown merge, getting to I-20. Northbound rides that continue to pack in before University Ave, getting past 17th Street. And this report is sponsored by 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is coming to Atlanta. Get ready for a global soccer showdown at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Don't just watch history, be there. Get tickets at FIFA.com/tickets. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
More local news.
Newton County authorities crediting the Georgia State Patrol ground stop at the airport. Meanwhile,
More traffic.
one crash on I-20 westbound.
More weather.
The tornado threat has appeared to come to an end for Henry County.
Atlanta's morning news. Tomorrow morning at 5.
This is a complicated, controversial subject.
Wake up with 95.5 WSB. How Atlanta starts its day. You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world. So why settle for an ordinary engagement ring you could find almost anywhere? Well, I know a place where you can design your own custom engagement ring. Terra Fine Jewelry Company. At Terra, the styles and designs are endless, and their expert jewelers make it easy to bring your personally designed engagement ring to life. Your bride-to-be deserves more than a cookie-cutter engagement ring, so explore the vast options of custom design rings at Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort, Georgia. Terra Fine Jewelry Company.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
Ah, La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews from the Von Hessler Doctrine for my roofer, FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it into the budget? Spring is in the air, and our houses and our landscapes are getting manicured. But how is your roof looking? You know, a new roof can dramatically improve the look of your house. And I know, there are a lot of uncertainties in the economy right now. So, FGA Roofing has put together an offer you should consider. The 000 plan. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments for 12 months. With FGA Roofing, you can get a quote in just a few days and your roof installed in just a couple of weeks. And the best part is you can wait and pay until it fits your timeline. FGA Roofing specializes in slate, tile, wood shake, cedar, and architectural roofs. Don't forget, it's the 000 plan. Hard to beat that, right? From FGA Roofing, where you'll get first-rate installation and quality service. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Coming up from the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, a Delta classical concert featuring Tchaikovsky's delightfully atmospheric First Symphony, Winter Daydreams. Your orchestra welcomes piano virtuoso Marc-Andre Hamelin to perform Bartók's Third Piano Concerto, which overflows with dazzling pianism and good cheer. The program begins with Weinberg's raucous rhapsody on Moldovan themes, May 15th and 17th at Symphony Hall. Details at aso.org.
At Ameris Bank, we know it's never just business when it's your business. So we're here to be your partner. Whether you're launching a startup, expanding locations, or managing daily finances at your company, you can do it all with a committed financial partner on your side. Our expert business bankers are ready to empower you on your financial journey. We're Ameris Bank, and we're fiercely yours. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
That's me. Just making up things to be afraid of.
Well, at least you've been consistent over the years. Things like that have always bothered you.
Well, I always think about the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I obsess on it, but I say, huh. We were just talking about the fact that when we flew to Jamaica a couple of times, I was paranoid when we were flying over Cuba. I'm like, what if this is the one they shoot down?
Yeah, you're racist.
Why? Because I don't want to be shot out of the sky?
Somebody called me racist because when I was flying to India, we had to fly over the Middle East, and I said I was worried about the same thing, and they said I was racist for something.
You're not racist at all.
I know it's not racist. That's why I called you racist, because it's ridiculous.
I flew to Dubai, and we flew over Iran, and I was like, I don't love this at all. I
what if
looking
this is
at
the one time, one general?
Yeah, I'm like, no,
he's
I
just
don't love
I'm
this.
going to take that plane out.
But it's such a weird thing to call me in that instant. I didn't say anything about any type of people other than, I guess, the Middle East is an unsettled land.
Yes, there's a lot of warfare and maybe not the most welcoming attitude to Americans. So, yeah, well, that's just people's go-to. A little less now. This is probably a few years ago, right?
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
if it's
what,
less
15.
now or not. I don't care what people say anymore. Maybe that's what it is. People get so upset about, hey, did you hear what so-and-so's? And I used to like get involved in that. Like, oh, we'll have a topic. This actor said such a. Now I'm like, who cares? Are they good in a movie? That's how I'm judging them. That's how I'm judging them.
I don't know if it's less, but the people who are called those things are now more likely to say, shut up.
Yeah. Like, okay, enough. Yeah, everybody, yeah.
He's a
right.
gangster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's, I was thinking about, because Elon Musk, there's a story that it looks like he said goodbye, like he had some sort of meeting with the Doge people and basically said goodbye. It might have something to do with the numbers that are coming back on Teslas and SpaceX stock and all that stuff. And really, Elon on the other side, De Niro, Rachel Zegler from Snow White, it's like, maybe Roseanne. If you decide to get involved in politics in a 50-50 nation, you are going to lose half of the nation very quickly. And it's interesting to me because Elon, he don't be fooled. I think this is happening quicker now because now he's got, people on the board and everything. Where are you over there with chainsaws and stuff? We got a company over here to run. And also,
Cybertrucks for the common man. What are you
yeah,
talking
that's
about?
this whole new thing. He's going to have Cybertrucks. They're going to
They're going to be ugly still?
No, they're going to be the same trucks, but they're going to try to sell them as something, that you actually use. The common man needs a Cybertruck.
For the working man. He
The
takes
working
the
man.
construction
I can
site.
afford $500,000.
It's only 100. Come on.
Oh,
yeah. Which is like, I can't imagine Elon trying to relate to the working man.
So would you like, it's a great pickup truck. It's only $100,000 and you have to charge it all the time. And you really don't want to lug, like cow poop and hay in it.
And I ask, the other side of that is when I'm behind Tesla owners who feel like they have to put some kind of statement on their car. I don't care. I don't care about that thing that celebrity or athlete said. I don't care what you think of Elon Musk when you're driving a Tesla.
Or I think they're trying to keep their car from being vandalized.
Probably. That might be a good idea. Although,
there are
what
some
if,
people
what
putting
if,
like Honda logos and stuff on their cars, their Teslas.
People dumb enough to fall.
Yeah. What if a MAGA mom sees it? She might get upset and
like, what the hell are you doing? Have you seen a pickup on that Tesla?
Key your card. Not key your card. Key your car or truck. Key your cards, ladies and gentlemen. It's always important. All right, that music. Greg, anything to say to the audience? Are you going to be gone for a couple days? Won't speak to you again until Friday.
It'll be on Friday, but take care.
All right,
Look
that's
out
nice.
for yourself.
Thank you.
I wish you the
That's
best.
a good message.
There you go. Greg Russ, I wish you the best, and I hope that you take care. And you too, Greg, and Tim, and Autumn, and
George.
Jared, and George.
Yeah,
What I do?
you called him Greg.
No, I was pointing into the air. Greg's here for me. He's right there.
Mm-hmm. You had already said Greg, and then you said Greg again. And
Did I?
Yeah.
I deserve to have my name said twice.
I'm like McCartney. He doesn't know how to end a song. I don't know how to end a show.
Just fade it out. Just
See you guys in a couple days.
Keep speaking and let George fade you out.
All right. That music's telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. We do what we're told. Shelley Winter is up next with the Great Radio Show. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Sans Greg. You're all invited to join us, but until then, continue on the journey. Don't piss off the genie. 6:50.